I'm trying not to laugh, you guys. The funniest thing just happened right before I went live. I was in my I was in my bathroom putting on my lipstick, and my cat, Kid, you guys know Kid, she loves paper bags, and I I have like two empty paper bags in my bedroom standing up from Trader Joe's. One is Trader Joe's, one is H&M because I put my donate to Goodwill clothes in there. Thanks, Linz. And one of them was empty, and she loves it's like a box for cats, an empty box. She likes to climb into the bag, and she tried to get out of the bag, and she put her head through the handle, and she started panicking because she couldn't get her head out. And I went to help her, and she dove. I wish you guys could have seen it. She jumped up onto my bed, dove off my bed, and this bag was behind her on her back like a cape. It looked like a cape. She was running through my whole house, and I was trying to chase her to help her, which, by the way, isn't funny. That could have been dangerous if I wasn't home. Paper bag might have been okay, but I mean, that kind of stuff scares me, like animals getting something caught. This was in this scenario, it was fine because I was home, but it was so funny because she was like leaping through the air, and she looked like she was wearing a cape. It was the craziest looking thing I'd ever seen. Hey mods. Oh, another announcement real quick. Really, really important. First of all, I'm not done talking about my pap smear. I don't feel like I got enough time in on that. I feel like I got shortchanged because of Maryland yesterday. But a really important piece of history, piece of news. Hey Panda, very, very important. For a very limited time, the enchilito is back at Taco Bell. I found that out this afternoon, and I've never looked back. It made me look at my future in a much better, just the perspective in every way. It felt brighter. Things seemed to turn up. I don't know how you feel about the enchilito. I love the enchilito because it tastes like a enchilada. And I'm a vegetarian, so I do it with refried beans instead of beef. Bat cat. That's what she looked like. It was the funniest thing. Huxley was like, "What was that?" She just went leaping over the furniture into the living room. She just had this cape looking thing on her back. So funny. I haven't laughed like that in a while. Yeah, no, the enchilito, everybody. Okay, good. I'm like, how come no one cares about what I just said? Michelle does, right? Okay, at least someone does. That's incredibly important. I don't know about you, but that is really, yeah. The enchilito, I was so depressed when they got rid of it. That was my favorite thing. You should have heard me at the drive-through. The lady was like, "Hi, are you going to be using our app today?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "What can I get for you?" And I was like, "Are you lying right now, or is the enchilito really back?" I was like, "Because you're about to make or break my life, and you better make it good because my birthday is tomorrow. So I'm here. I'm ready to get an enchilito. Happy birthday to me. I'll be 42. Why did they get rid of it, Gamma's World? I don't know. Susie, okay, you also love it. Okay, so there's some people that care. Oh, Daftleman, it sends you to the bathroom for 3 hours. Here's the problem. I don't have a gallbladder, so I crap my pants all the time. I never know. Like, I could eat so healthy and I'll crap my pants. I could eat Taco Bell, I crap my pants. So you just get real used to it. You toss your undies and you move forward. Good for you, Big Z. So, yeah, the enchilito is to die for, and I highly recommend it to anyone. And it tasted the same. They brought it back, and it was so consistent. Hey, Vince, I hope you're doing better today, and I'm sorry about yesterday. Hey, Jamie Palmer. Sorry to hear that, Kestrel. I figured you wouldn't, Miriam. Hey, Lumen. Sorry, I didn't really do a roll call either. It was the cat thing, and I've been more excited about the enchilito than I was about most things in life. Hey, Beck Smith. Oh, happy birthday to me in Australia. Thank you, Beck. I didn't even think of that. 42. Helena. That does make me feel a little bit better, Helena. Hey, Anna Banana. So today, on today's stream, please don't connect the enchilito to the pap. Good point. Good point. I'm angry about that pap. I'm not happy about it. I don't like the way she performed it. I didn't like her crap attitude. Hey, Jen Finberg. I don't I better get good results too, because I'm just not a candidate for someone to have problems inside your chicken cutlets. I don't want to have problems there. I don't want to have to get that inspected, checked out, scraped, looked at. I don't want to. I don't want to at all. Hey, Jess. Hey, Patty. So about, hey, Autistic Margot. So about yesterday, I want to say thank you, first of all, for those that hit subscribe. Thank you for watching that video. I feel like that video I was pretty scatterbrained during that video, to be honest. I didn't feel like it was very good, but I got a lot of really good feedback, and I just want to say thank you. Yeah, Callie Galley, oddly enough, I don't mind a mammogram. I was scared of a mammogram, and I've had two now, and I was like, oh, they're nothing. Like, it's no big deal. But I also don't have big boobs. And I think the bigger the boobs, the more painful it is. But I still, any day, and both times I got a mammogram, it was this sweet little Southern lady with like sweet, soft hands. And I was like, oh, like I thought this was going to be awful. And she was like, it felt like a massage. I was like, what are you doing? Maybe she liked my boobs now that I think about it, but I didn't think it was terrible at all. Thank you, Hope. Me too. I said during my pap smear, I did not like this lady. She made me wait over an hour, and she did what I told you guys she would do. She was like, please relax your knees. She's like, you need to scoot your butt down. And she was like, okay, you're going to feel this. Again, I told you she was narrating the thing like Morgan Freeman would for a National Geographic documentary. I was like, I don't need to know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. It's my body. It's my vagina. And I can feel what you're doing. You don't need to call out what you're doing while your awkward 19-year-old nurse stands there staring at my taint. Like, none of this needs to go on. And she goes, I said this and I think it pissed her off. She goes, okay. She was like, you're going to feel a little of this, a little of that. And I said, yeah. I said, you know what I would rather be feeling right now? And she went, what's that? And I said, a root canal. I would rather be feeling a root canal right now. I don't know who that is, Jamie Palmer. Melody, that's hilarious. So yeah, I why we narrated a pap smear yesterday, I'm not sure. I've had many a paps in my life. I have never had someone be like, touch. Like she was finger painting my vagina, but finger painting on my vagina, not like doing it on a canvas. She was like poking at my vagina. Hey, Kim is blue. It was so weird. And she was like, okay, I'm just going to take a look at your taint. And she was like, I do see that it is underdeveloped. You say that on your show a lot. She was like, nice beehole. Hey, Chicago Jane. Hey, Iwa. Oh, pap smears, they're very important, Miriam. And that's why I got one. I actually was early for it. You're supposed to get one every 3 years if they're normal. Mine is, I think it's been 2.5, maybe. So I'm on top of things. Okay. Didn't want to. Yeah. What was that? Hey, Susan Trigg, Nancy. She was like, touch. I was like, are you finger painting? What are you doing? Why are you talking to her like that? She doesn't like to be talked to like that. First of all, like I should have had Tommy on FaceTime with her and been like, now this is Penelope. Please treat her with respect. Stop talking to her like a 2-year-old. She was like, touch. I'm just going to take a look at the outwards. Now I'm going to look at your innards. She was like, you definitely do have some chicken cutlets in your inner cave of glistening wonders. The other weird thing is this. I do have things I want to talk about today. Thanks, Donna Koopa. Hey, Kiki. What? Are my nurses in here? She wants me to do birth control. It's a top. This is a vintage top. She wants me to take, hey, Mrs. Carson, she wants me to take birth control. I'm old. I was like, why? I said, will it help with my beard? And she was like, no. She was a bitch. I did not like her at all. I said, will it help with my beard? And she goes, no. And I said, what are the side effects? And she goes, weight gain. And I went, oh, good. Because I'm a candidate for that. Because I'm definitely trying to add. I'm so thin, like you can barely, like I'm pretty much like you can't even see me at this point. Hey, Chowini love, Sandy Kovacs, only the Lord knows. But I said to her at the end, I said, so, oh, I need to plug this. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. What's going on? Oh man, my computer is going to die. Hold on. It came unplugged like 2 days ago. I always leave it plugged in, and it just came up and said, "Energy saver turning on." I was like, "What?" What was I saying? Okay, no to birth control. Here's the weird thing is I told you she gaslit me about it. She was like, "I see that you spoke to your doctor about birth control." And I said, No, I didn't." And she goes, "Yeah, you did." And I was like, "What are you doing? What are you saying? What's going on?" And then I said at the end, I said, "So," she goes, "Go ahead and put your clothes on and you can check out." And I said, "Are you going to prescribe birth control?" I said, "Are we going to talk about birth control? Are there, I haven't taken it since I was 19." I was like, "So are we going to have a discussion about it?" She said I should take birth control because it will lighten my periods and I won't have as much pain. Now that I can get on board with, but I want to have a discussion about it, right? Like I'm not a patient that's like, "Give me a script, I'll take it." Like I want to ask questions and I want to know. And I said, I said, "Are we going to have a discussion about birth control?" And she goes, "Not until I get the results of your PAP back." And I thought, why? We're here now. So you're going to call me to talk to me about birth control? Like I would rather have a face-to-face discussion and ask you all my questions and see what's out there, what's changed medically, what's new with it. It pissed me off. I was like, "Why are you rushing me out of here?" I had to wait over an hour sitting here naked and afraid. Donna, I'll never go back to her. Hey, Lilac Lime. I do, Neptunes. I always ask questions, but that's the Scientologist still in me. I don't just take anything ever. I don't take anything without Googling it and really checking it out. I would never do that. Yeah. Okay. A lot of, hey, Abdazzle. I don't know. I'll have to research it. I don't know. I don't feel good about the idea of birth control because it's hormones, and I don't know if that's going to mess things up. What if it gives me acne or something? Like, what if I do gain 20 pounds? That's not worth it to me. I'll just take Advil during my periods. Hey, Holly. So weird, but more importantly, the Enchilito is back at Taco Bell. Hey, Irish Mart. So I know Kim is blue. I was at Costco today, and the sweetest little man, Frank, who works there, he's probably 80. I don't know. And I was buying Huxley's chicken, and he walked up to me and he was like scanning something. And he goes, "You trying to pick out some chicken?" And I was like, "That I am, Frank." I thought of you, Kim is blue. I said, "That I am." "I don't know, Neptunes." And he goes, "Tough decision picking out chicken." And it was sad. I went, "Well," I said, "It's not the hardest decision though, Frank." I said, "Let's just be real." And this dude stopped what he was doing with his little scanny thing. And he got really close to me. He was like way shorter than me. And he goes, "Tell me." He goes, "What is your hardest decision these days?" And I was like, uh, I was like, "I'm glad you asked." I said, "Well, here's the thing." I was like, "I had a pretty traumatic pap smear yesterday, but I said, still, I wouldn't put that on the list." I said, "There's this lady, Frank, and her name's Marilyn Honig." And I said, "She's just been causing trub." I was like, "She's just been causing trub up and down on the internet." And he said, "Really?" And he goes, "Freedom of speech just is not allowed anymore these days, is it?" And I said, "I don't know about that, Frank." I said, "But I just get a lot of hate on the internet." And he goes, "Do you really?" And I said, "I do. I do. I do." And I said, "So to answer your question," I said, "I don't feel like picking out chicken is tough at all compared to Marilyn Honig." And he said, this was so sad. He goes, "Well, I'll be praying for you." And I think he was like, "You're nuts, lady. I got to get out of here." It was the weirdest conversation. You just made me think of it. Kim is blue. Yeah, Frank got a lot more to life than he expected. It was different. It was a different time. I was odd. Like we both stopped what we were doing. He was like, "What is the most difficult decision for you?" And I was like, "Well, I my cervix hurts, right? Pretty much every time I poop, it's not solid, right? Like there's a lot of things that just bother me, but I was like, this bitch." Um, so I wanted, speaking of Maryland, odd. Speaking, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about yesterday's stream. I have a question. I'm fucking, I'm not kidding. The Enchilito's back. Get out of this stream and go now. You will not regret it. I inhaled that thing. I wish I would have bought two. I was trying to like eat and just, I was on the phone at the time and I was like, I just inhaled it. It was crazy. Krusty Rabbit. Congratulations to Krusty Rabbit. Dude hit 500 subs today, and I was really he's an amazing. Hey, Ms. Otter, that guy has a great channel, and I don't say that lightly. I don't watch people. I love T. I love Miriam, and I have been watching yeah, Holly, Krusty Rabbit, and that dude is. I mean, he's fun to listen to because he's a really cool accent, and oftentimes now I'll like read things in his accent. Whenever I read the word Maryland, I hear him go Marlin, and I'm like, oh my, I'm pulling a rabbit. Like I do it in my own head now. I don't know if he's Scottish. I don't know if he's Welsh. I have no idea if he's Irish, but he has the coolest accent. I don't think it matters. It's just cool. It's a very cool accent. Okay. Thank you, Penny Belt. Yeah, Krusty really does good content, but I also think I'm attracted because of the cool accent. He's like, and a marlin. He's like a marlin honig. I'm like, oh my God. This guy is really fun to listen to. I don't think I've ever heard a real Irish person before. He is Irish. I thought they were just made up. Like you've seen them in movies, but there's no Irish people here. Like you can barely get through people who talk like this over here. And you're like, what'd you just say? Irish people. It's like, whoa, you got to slow that down. It's pretty cool. Interesting. I didn't know that he was on with Toddy. Hey, Copper. Thank you for your kind comments, Copper. Okay, so let's discuss that. I feel a little differently than I did yesterday. I woke up today having to process what's going on. I feel like this is all very I don't hey we I don't feel like this is none of this feels very genuine to me. That's a good word for it. It doesn't feel genuine. Uh he's Irish. Okay, that's pretty cool. Mar Lugo. And I'm sorry that she gave you a strike. That's so stupid. My husband's in Ireland right now. That's amazing. I wish you were there too. I want to go to Ireland. Baby steps. Sorry about the appointment. She should have at least begun the discussion on the birth control. Thank you, baby steps. I know I can talk to you about it. And thank you for your super chat. I don't think I'm going to take birth control. I don't feel like I need to. Interesting, Rabbit. I don't know where that is. But thank you, Baby Steps, for being here. Okay, so I want to discuss, it doesn't feel genuine. I don't know how many of you watched her stream. I know that Marilyn has a particular, much deeper, hey, Caroline in Canada and your husband, Jason, much deeper hate for me and Tommy than she does for anybody else. Marilyn really, really, really hates me and Tommy more than anyone else. She's just got it out for us. I don't see that stopping or ending. And what I said yesterday, there's a few things I want to take back. I've processed it and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I am as willing to be so open about. Here's what I started looking up today after I got home. Been gone all damn day. Of course, that cleared out. So I typed this in. I want to ask you guys something. Oh, first of all, let me ask you guys something. I kind of want to take a vote here. And this isn't a Maryland trashing stream. It isn't. But this is me processing my feelings. And I'll do that as I see fit every damn time. Hey, Renee B. Now, Angie Mo says it smells fishy. It does. And I don't know that I care because it's not our fight. It's not. I mean, she's been fighting me and Tommy for over a year. She drugged my kid into it, right? So it's definitely my fight. But this particular video is between her and Aaron. So it's like, I'm not really going to be Heather Huckleberry. I'm not going to be like the commentator on this. I don't feel like I need to. I don't. Hey, Ann Battles, I want to process how I feel about this because this has affected me. She has affected me, whether I wanted to let her affect me or not, just the sheer fact that she's been doing this for like a year or 14 or 15 months, it has stepped over into my lane enough that she's gotten my attention, right? We know this. Hey, Wine, Here's my thing. I was thinking about what I said yesterday and what I've been saying the last few weeks, and I'm not trying to be mean here, but what I've been saying is this. If I always said if Aaron and Marilyn were to split apart, I would give her grace. I would be willing to speak to her. I don't know that I feel that way, and here's why. Grace to me, I was driving a lot today and I thought, what does grace mean to me? What is grace? Because Scientology, we don't use that word and we don't give grace in Scientology. So it's new for me. Faith, the word faith and the word grace are brand new for me. Okay. Hey, mischief. Hey, sin. We didn't give grace and we also didn't have faith in things. So those are two very new words for me that I like. And I'm trying to, uh, hey, Tennessee girl, use them in my daily life. But then I started thinking today, really, hey, Pat Jonas. Okay, Pat, what is grace? Hey, Kathy Brown. And thank you, Patty Sells Colorado. This is from somebody in the chat. I don't know if she's here. She sent me this Mickey Mouse pin. It's a pin. See, it's to be hooked onto your shirt, but I just put it onto a necklace and I thought that was really cute. She also sent me another cool necklace. What is grace? Okay, we're going to talk about the definition of grace. But before we talk about the definition of grace, when is grace deserving? To me, and that's a subjective answer, right? Everybody's going to have a different answer for that, and no one's wrong. But here's the thing. Grace to me, in my opinion, should be given, hey, avocado professor, when somebody shows signs, right, that they want to do better, that they're taking some accountability. And guys, it may be 2 or 3%. It may be a tiny little baby step of it. But she's not doing any of that. And that occurred to me today. It's not the first time Aaron has shouted at Marilyn. Seems Aaron is a bit of a temper problem. Oh, he screams at everyone that he talks to. Yes. But I agree with this. It's way too early. So that's kind of what I'm where I'm at too, Beck. I'm not saying she's done for, but I am saying Beck is right. It's way too early, but grace should be given to people who show that they want to correct and improve their life, their current present time life, their past mistakes, own up to things. That to me is what grace should be. When people say give grace, show grace. And I think I was automatically giving it to her, but she didn't earn it. She's not earned it. And I'm not saying, hey, Lupita, I'm not saying, hey, Butterfly, that she has to show me and like work for it. I don't, Marilyn doesn't have any effect one way or the other in my life. Like she's not somebody I value anyway. But I have been stating for the last few weeks, like I would talk to her. I would call her. I would let her come in here. Now she's welcome to come into this chat and talk with us, but we're placing her where she belongs. I don't trust her for a second. I actually agree with Goot, who says, like, don't trust her. I don't trust her. There's no reason. She's not given me a reason to trust. Not not even like a 3 or 4% reason. Like she's not even made an attempt, right? She's still in the like, you did this, I'm going to triple down on this phase. And it's like, why would we give you grace? Why would we give you the time of day? To be honest, because you're not showing me you're not showing me any reason to believe, yeah, mischief, that any of this is real. It feels very disingenuous. And I'm going to be honest here. Marilyn to me is completely, I would never describe her in any way as authentic. Now, that's not really an insult. I don't think that Marilyn knows who Marilyn is. In all seriousness, I'm getting so much better these days. And I'm not saying I'm right, but I can't think through someone else's mind. I can only think through mine. I am getting so good at spotting people and knowing whether they know themselves or not. And part of knowing yourself is being very standing in your own power. That's my definition of knowing yourself. You're confident in yourself. You don't care what other people think. You don't make decisions based on validation from others and needing to get 15 opinions before you make a decision. You don't have to call a list of people to go, do you think this is good or bad? That is confidence to me. And that is standing in your own power. And that is knowing yourself. And I don't think people get to know themselves until way later in life. I think we're all unsure of ourselves. This is not a dig at Marilyn. Like, I didn't know myself until about a year ago, right? I have been unsure of myself my whole life. Me too. I was disappointed that Marilyn never used the word sorry during that video. She needs to try harder than that. But Rabbit, let me ask you, does she need to try harder? Or is that just who she is? Believe people when they show you who they are. It would be disingenuous at this point for her to come out with an I'm sorry video, because if she was sorry, she would have shown us that she was sorry before. She's doing a temperature check right now, I believe. And I think Marilyn also goes with the wind. I think Marilyn goes with the crowd. She's going to probably come out with an I'm sorry video, I would guess, in the near future. The problem is it's too little too late, right? I think that if she were sorry, we would have seen that. That's my opinion. And that's not entirely fair to say, because there have been times where I wasn't sorry until a week or two went by and I had time to process it. And I'm like, yeah, I am sorry about that. Actually, I've had time to think. So there's a chance that it would be a genuine video if she came out doing that. But at this point, none of this feels authentic to me. And it's hard to be authentic, let's be real, when you don't know yourself. How can you be your authentic self if you're pandering to everybody and, going with the flow of everything and, being a show pony? Because that's what she's been for the last year and a half, a show pony. She's been a dancing monkey coming out doing whatever people want her to do. Thank you, Nancy. So I started thinking about the Grace thing, and I was like, I would let her come in here. I would talk to her. I would call her. You have to show that you feel some sort of way before I think grace can be given. Now, not everybody feels that way. Yeah, Marilyn should definitely apologize to Dodge. What she did to him was horrible. Sorry is a word. I'm looking for actions. Yes, I love that. Yeah, I agree with that very much. Marilynette, yes. So I looked up and I said, what is grace? So grace is a word with several related meanings depending on the context, but they all center on the idea of receiving or expressing goodness that isn't earned. If biblical grace is unwarranted favor, it can be used differently in everyday use. It's your choice of what you do. Yes, I was actually just looking at that here, what I was about to read. Thank you, baby steps. And Kirsine says, always give grace. I love your heart, Kirsine. I don't think you're wrong there. I definitely think if you're not sure, you should give grace. Grace, you're never going to go wrong, really give it. Well, that's not true. You can be burned. I've given grace and I really shouldn't have. Let me finish reading this. Here are some of the most common meanings. In everyday life, grace is kindness, patience, or goodwill shown toward someone, especially when it isn't required. For example, if someone makes a mistake and you respond with understanding instead of anger, you're showing grace. Okay. She's been told what she's allowed to do for so long that she probably doesn't know how to act now. I agree with this. And so that's another reason Mar is spot on here. And Mar, thank you for the super chat. So what Mar just said, I agree with. And then it makes me think, do we give her like a month or two? She just separated from this. She just is coming out of this situation. Do we give her some time? Or why are we even entertaining any of it? She's never going to be on our team. She's never going to be trusted to be a part of my life, right? So it's like, I don't know. I think the only reason I'm even screwing around with this is because this does change a lot. This changes things now that she's separated from Aaron. The question is, how is she going to react going forward? Is she going to triple down? Does she think she's a badass now because she's got dirt on Aaron and, she's going to dick swing and now she's going to create her own cult like behavior, right? Like, is she going to behave like Aaron? Does she think she's some tough guy now? Or is she going to be humble and is she going to swing the other way and go, look, I was a show pony for Aaron. I wish I hadn't have done the things I did or whatever. You're right, guys. It's way too soon to tell. But I tend to believe that behavior is what's true. And I got to say this too. Yeah, nothing about her video yesterday was an apology. She was only sad that her behavior had been called out. Exactly. Okay, so I was going to kind of add to that, Critters Creations, and thanks for being a member. Unpopular. I'm probably going to say something that's unpopular here. I agree with this too. How she treated the Scovilles, you, Nora, Liz, Gail, Lindsay. I can't think of anyone else. I'm not falling for it. Sorry. Agreed, Lindsay. Hey, Tony P. Here's my other thing is I know none of us are Aaron. Well, some of us are Aaron supporters in here. Most of us are not. And I don't mean we hate Aaron. I mean, we do not support his behavior. We do not support, hey, Ann Rickert. Hey, Bitsy, we do not support the damage he's done to people and walked away from that and pretended like he had nothing to do with it and they're crazy. We don't support any of that kind of crazy ass shit that's been going on over there. But you're not going to convince me, and I think some of you might feel this way, that she's been behaving badly like this because of Aaron. And here's why that argument collapses on itself. I was Aaron's friend. Lindsay was with Aaron. Nora's been with Aaron, right? Like, we've all been under the Aaron umbrella. None of us were his attack dogs doing evil shit like what Marilyn's been doing. Exactly, Barbara Waite. But I don't believe for a second, like, I'll give you an example. People, how do I want to say this? People in Scientology, hey, thanks, Kelly Billy. Scientology recruits manipulative, evil people, but they weren't like Scientology enhances it. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Scientology, if you're already kind of a egotistical asshole, if you join Scientology, that's the place for you to be because it's going to make it's going to make that monster even bigger. It's going to showcase it and make it shine. Right? So Marilyn, to me, was not made into the person she is by Aaron. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to blame Aaron for Marilyn's behavior. Hey, Maria, Marilyn's behavior is Marilyn's behavior. And you're not going to sit here and like go, well, Aaron put her up to it. No question, Aaron put her up to it. But hey, Kat, love you, Heather. Hey, Rio for life. But the things she did, yeah, that's her behavior. And we have to separate the two. No, Ann Battles, I never met Doug. We have to separate the two. I cannot find myself making Aaron and Marilyn one person. We have to separate the two. She did the damage she did. And I realized that Aaron probably propped that up and promoted it. Yeah, Fairy, she had the choice. And we have to remember that. So back to what I was saying. Oh, let me read some more of this. Okay. As a personal quality, grace can describe elegance or poise in movement, behavior, or speech, like someone who's graceful. Okay. In Christianity, grace refers to the unmerited favor and love of God toward humanity. It is the belief that God's love, forgiveness, and salvation are given as a gift rather than earned through good deeds. In other religious traditions, the concept varies, but grace often refers to divine blessing, compassion, or spiritual assistance that helps people grow or overcome obstacles. I love that one. That was my favorite definition. And I really like this. A simple way to think about grace is this: mercy is not receiving the punishment you deserve. Hey, Aspire. Grace is receiving the good you don't deserve. Yes, Tamara June. It's going to take some time for all of us to process this. And I think it's fair to say Marilyn's going to have to process this. I'm not trying to make the girl jump and do a video and tell us what she thinks. I'm simply over here in my lane talking about this. But I like that. Mercy is not receiving the punishment you deserve. Okay. Hey, Southern Mimi, grace is receiving the good you don't deserve. So, of course, I like when people say give grace. I say that to Tommy a lot. I'll be like, babe, give it grace. Give that situation some grace. Like you didn't know any better or something like that. I'm all about grace. I'm really not a hard ass, like, no, I don't forgive. I'm going to dig my heels in harder. I really don't do that because I think grace is similar to forgiveness, where it's for you, not the other person. When you give grace, it lightens your load, right? When you take accountability, it makes you feel lighter. Grace, there's a lot of freedom in grace. It's kind of how I feel about that. I think she thought she was finally accepted into the cool crowd. She was doing everything Aaron said to belong, gave up one cult for another. You are spot on. You and I think a lot alike, Mar. Thank you, Southern Mimi. I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. However, this is a very, very, very telling moment for Marilyn. And I hope she captures that beautiful butterfly, because how she moves is, we're all watching, and how she's going to move going forward will matter more than anything she's done in her past. So I agree, right? She was in the cult of Aaron, but if she doubles down and if she starts to be ugly and continues to be hateful, that will tell me that Aaron really didn't have anything to do with it. She's just a hateful, ugly person. Okay, Chewini, love. See you tomorrow. Does that make sense? That's how I feel. Hey, Haggis, right now, what she does, her next move right now, will tell me more about her than I've seen in the past. Thank you for your super chat, Mar. Love that. Me too, baby steps. I really hadn't looked at it so much before. I just kind of had an idea of what grace was in my head. Thank you for the super chat. And holy crap, Kathy Brown, early birthday money. Wow. Thank you. Honestly, I think Aaron and Marilyn have a mutually assured destruction relationship. I think he is slightly more destructive than she is. Yeah. They have done appalling things and have taken zero accountability, and I believe time will tell. That is so perfect. That is so perfect. That's exactly how I feel. I'm not saying that she's never going to be. Here's what I'm saying. And Kathy, thank you so much for the birthday money and the giant super chat. That is so nice of you. Thank you. I do think, though, someone said this to me today and they were spot on. She's got zero redeeming qualities right now. She has shown zero. Now, it's new. We're giving her a little bit of time. But I'm not liking what I see. We've given her time already, and she went into Nora's chat saying, I never did anything to Huxley. Show the receipts. So she's already showing her behavior. She's kind of doubling down, which I don't like to see that. Like she's not, there's zero self-reflection going on. And I hate that quality in a person. I really do. It reminds me of my ex-husband. He would tell me, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'd go, so I'm wrong and everything you've done is right. And he would go, that's correct. And he wasn't being facetious. Like he really believed that. He'd be like, I've already worked on me. You need to work on you. And I was like, I can't deal with people like this. When you got a right fighter that's just digging their heels in, what am I supposed to do with you if you're not willing to change anything? If you're not willing to reflect, if you're not willing to take any accountability, if you're just going to point fingers, there's nothing I can do with you. A therapist couldn't help you. Like it's not, you're not willing to shift or shape into anything. Hey, Sherry, Thank you again, Kathy. That was so nice of you. I'm sorry, Reese. I just can never forgive a person who tries to hurt a minor with her vile words and pics. That was no accident. Just Joan, you have a great point, and I don't think you're wrong. But when that person said to me today, she has it really shifted my point of view. Do you think she could end up back with Aaron if she feels he needs her? I don't. Mm-mm. And thank you for your super chat. I think that um I know I'm not going to be like Marilyn here and claim that I know Aaron so well, but I know Aaron. I know how he thinks and I know he's very Scientological in his thinking. And once you make Aaron feel wronged, it's over. He is such a Scientologist about that. You're declared in his mind. There's no going back, disconnection, and you're dead to me. So I would be shocked. I don't see Aaron. I've never, well, let me ask you this, baby steps. Have we ever seen Aaron come around and be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wronged you? I mean, he's done that for show with Jenna, but that's different. That's his girlfriend. I've never seen him do that with a friend. I've never once seen Aaron come around and like make up with someone and be like, hey, I'm sorry that I did that. So behavior repeats itself. Behavior is what's true, and behavior is the pattern. I've never seen that pattern. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, Joanne Holly. I don't think Aaron's going to respond to any of this. I don't. Here's what's weird too. This is kind of out of character for Aaron, what he's doing right now. Aaron is surprising all of us because he is absolutely pretending like none of this exists. Aaron went from attacking people, doing videos on them to, hey, look at me and my board. None of this shit stream is going on around us. Like he's in total denial. And I think that's because his numbers are tanking. He also is out of attacks on women. He kind of can't attack any more women because so many of us see it and that's the pattern. So if he doubles down and attacks another woman, people are going to go, yeah, nothing new. So I think that Aaron, if I were Aaron, I'd be doing exactly what he's doing. He's being smart. He's pretending to just do Scientology content while all of this shit goes on around him. And he's pretending like he has nothing to do with it so that down the road he can go, I didn't do one hate video. He's clocking this. He's keeping tabs on all of this so that he can say, see, I didn't have anything to do with this. I just did my own thing. I stayed in my own lane. I minded my own business and all these bitches be crazy. That's what Aaron is going to do. Now, it's kind of the best defense. I think it's smart. Shut up. Don't say anything. Don't fight back because you're kind of out of abusing women cards. You've kind of used them all up. And I think that his I agree with that too, Lindsay. I just think that Aaron is trying extremely hard right now to PR wise build an image for him. He's kind of rebranding, going, see, I only do Scientology stuff. I'm out there fighting the good fight. I'm trying to help people. I got my foundation. These bitches are crazy. I think that's what he's doing. And if I were Aaron, that's probably what I would do. There's no other way. There's no other angle, right? Like he can't come out swinging because that's what he's always done. And now his channel is suffering for it. So he knows if he continues that path, he's going to continue to lose. I don't hang on. I don't see him doing anything like that. I don't think it will happen, but I saw some speculation on this. I mean, we can take bets. I don't think Aaron's going to say shit about this. Here's what I would do too if I were Aaron. I'd sit on this. I would sit on this for a while, and I would say nothing. Yeah, I'm live. I would sit on this as a Scientologist would do. This would be a true to a Scientologist thing. So we are trained not to react. So he's not reacting. Aaron's not reacting, and he's playing it cool, and he's just acting like none of this. This is just breezing by him. Hey, Dawn. I think. Hey, Rue. I think that Rue. Happy birthday to your son tomorrow, and your godson, goddaughter. I think daughter. Thank you again, baby steps, for your super chat. I think if I were Aaron, I'd sit on this and I would look very cool, very calm. Yeah, but he hasn't been reactive lately, Kat. I would be very cool, very calm. I would let a bunch of time pass and I would just sit there and wait for this and I would stew on it. And then when the right moment hits, I would put her the fuck down. I would take the opportunity and I would just go scorched earth on her. He's not going to do it in 24 hours. He's going to sit and he's going to wait. And he may never do anything because I agree with Lindsay too. I don't think Aaron really ever gave a shit about Marilyn. I think he used Marilyn to do all of his attacking because not a lot of us do that, right? Like most people are not doing that. Aaron still has Farrell Cheryl, but she's not doing much, is she? Yeah, his circle's getting small, and Natalie isn't that type. Natalie will attack, but she does it in a very, what I would say is, if I was a scientist, Natalie is the definition of 1-1 in Scientology. He might Sunrise Cupcake. Natalie is the complete, she is a total 1-1 individual. Natalie is the person who smiles with a knife behind her back. She's very conniving. She's very condescending. Yes, Krusty Rabbit, I agree. And she's highly manipulative, but she's smart about it. She's way smarter than Marilyn. She's way smarter than Marilyn. And she gets her digs in when she can, when it's appropriate. Yes, Tamber June. She's covert hostility. Would I call her two-faced? Absolutely, Ree, but that's because of my own experiences with Natalie. I'm not just lightly calling her two-faced. She absolutely stabbed me in the back more than once and pretended to be my friend. She did it with a smile on her face, right? She did it 5 to 7 times. I mean, she did it over and over and over. So Natalie can't fill the shoes of Marilyn, and she won't want to. Natalie's a lot more mature than that. She's evolved. She knows more who she is. She just doesn't want to play those games. I don't see Natalie taking over for Marilyn. Hey, Crafty Carrie. Natalie is, thanks, Aloha Sue. Natalie is way more 1-1. She's just way more conniving. She's way more behind the scenes. I don't know, Mischief. Were Jenna and Marilyn close? I have no idea. Couldn't tell you the answer to that. I don't know. But so I don't think Natalie will take that place. Kelly Copter's out. Kelly Copter is apparently out. She said she doesn't stand with Aaron today. Someone sent me a screenshot of that she said it over in her post. So he's not got Kelly, which I believe this is just my own. Natalie used Marilyn for cover too. She won't be able to do that anymore. She won't be allowed to do that. Just because, guys, I'm not going to pretend that I know Aaron really well. I'm not on here trying to be a spokesperson for Aaron. Like, honestly, Marilyn does that. I'm a spokesperson, though, for Scientologists, and I know how they operate. And I have no doubt in my mind that this is all because of the Kelly Copter thing. Aaron did the same thing, called me flipping out and told me I need to handle Tommy when Tommy did something that stepped out of line and disagreed with Aaron on. Okay. Tommy did something publicly that Aaron didn't like. Aaron called me and ripped me from head to toe. Welcome in from Denmark. Thank you. Ripped me in half and said, you will handle Tommy on this, right? I have no doubt in my mind. I saw it. The second I saw Kelly Copter say, I'm not okay with Aaron's comment, I knew that he was going to probably call up Marilyn and go, you will fucking handle Kelly right now. And I think Kelly and Marilyn are actually friends, as close as they can be. I mean, Marilyn's not a friend to anyone, in my opinion, not in this moment. And I think that that's when Marilyn stood up for herself. Good for her. And said, no, I won't do that. The reason I'm so strong about that idea, and I think I'm right, is because Marilyn made her video yesterday saying he yelled at me. I agree. Well done to Kelly Copter. Hey, at least she stood up for herself. At least she distanced herself. I will give her that feather in her cap. But when Marilyn made her video yesterday, it was extremely telling. And just as a former Scientologist, I could read what she was saying. She said, I will not handle Kelly. And then she went, no. So I think that's where she drew the line is Aaron called her up saying, you will fucking handle her. He was pissed at Kelly Copter for that. Because why? He lost control, right? He didn't have control of her in that moment. By her speaking for herself and being an individual, Aaron lost his shit. Now let me connect the dots for you on something else that I found interesting. And I'm doing this because I did this processing it in real time today. You know what I realized today? And this is going to sound so stupid. It's going to sound so basic, but I think about, I probably have the mind of a child, to be honest, because I don't piece shit together. There's so many times I've pieced something together and people go, you didn't know that? Like we've known that since we were 12. We learned that when we were 10. I realize shit. And then I'm like, oh my God, I should have learned this 40 years ago. Doesn't matter. I pieced together today when Aaron accidentally on purpose outed you, he had no idea. Exactly, Erie. And thank you for the super chat. Aaron absolutely intentionally outed me. I have no doubt. Guess what Scientology's biggest goal is? I would say top 3 goal. Guess. To its members, not the world. I don't mean like they're not trying to clear planet Earth like they say. Guess what they do? Their biggest thing they want from their members. Thanks, Adira. Yes, definitely time. Blind loyalty, money for sure. But guess, no, we're narrowing it down more than that. Guess what they want? Not money. This is Aaron to a T. And I pieced the two together today and I was like, whoa, that's weird. Guess what Scientology wants more than anything? And we've talked about this. Yes, Joanne Hawley. This is why the Scientology is full of what they call the snitch culture. Definitely control, Jess. Yes, Sophia, attack dogs. But more importantly, guys, narrowing it down more than that. Cat, yes, but here's what, not so much people to turn on each other. But guess what they want? Definitely submission, money and allegiance. Yes, definitely. Yeah, Haggis, but hold on, guys, we're missing one. And I kind of didn't think of this. You know how I say a lot that it's the snitch culture. Husbands report on wives, moms report on their kids. Nobody can ever confide in anyone. Do you understand? Like I every time I confided in my mother-in-law, she would write a report on me and turn it in. I knew she was doing that. They don't ever want people to bond ever. So they always want to be in between people. You can't truly bond with your children. You can't bond with your spouse because you're going to go in session and talk about your sexual life. I mean, I went in session and they'd be like, what was your sex like last week? What positions did you use? How many fingers were used? I'm not kidding. They want every detail out of you. There's no intimacy whatsoever. Now, that too, Liz, but you guys still haven't called it. They don't want, and this is Aaron to a T, they don't want individuality. Everybody's the same. Everybody is under the same umbrella. Everybody reads the same things. We're all falling in line as soldiers. We all say, well, what would LRH do? Here's what LRH would do. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. No individuality whatsoever. Aaron he won't allow that either. You do not step out of line. You do exactly as he says. When I started a YouTube channel and when I started streaming with Tommy, Aaron gave me and Tommy a list of people we were not allowed to stream with on YouTube. No joke. So we couldn't fall out of line. We couldn't work with the people that he gave us on that list. Okay. So there's no individuality. I am at the top. You follow my lead. You follow under me. Yeah. Group think on steroids. And that is what he does. That is how he gets his people to fall into line. So what happened with Kelly Copter? She showed individuality. Yes, Nancy Jane, I have no doubt. She showed individuality. She thought for herself, and God forbid, she put up a post that said, I don't agree with Aaron's comments. World War III happened. Kim, I'm not gonna. I've thought about showing the list, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Um, okay. I am in serious need of prayers and good vibes, major decisions to make about my health and future. Okay. D, we take that very seriously. Thank you, D, for sharing that. And absolutely good vibes, prayers if you pray, non prayers if you don't. Please. Thank you. She's a huge member and family member of this community. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I think Marilyn is afraid of being wrong and she sticks to her statements like she is scared of being wrong for some reason. It's strange. It's very strange. It's all very strange. But something that I really noticed today, I do this, guys. I need time to process things and really pick it apart. I'm an overthinker anyway, but I really needed to narrow it down. Um, do you think what I did get myself into? Oh, do I think what did I get myself into when he produced the list? No, I didn't. I really, really, really liked Aaron in the beginning. I trusted Aaron. I thought he was a good friend. I thought he really cared about me. Um, if the folks in this chat have not read or listened to Jamie Mustard's Child X, please do so immediately. It backs up everything Reese is discussing. You too, Reese. Thank you. Thank you, Erie Forever. Um, I really was very fresh and green to the world. I was gullible. And what is it when serial killers, their victims like get attached to them? What is that syndrome? Something. I really think that in the beginning, guys, you could have told me Aaron was a murderer and I wouldn't have believed you. He saved me. That's how I saw Aaron. Aaron swooped in and saved me. I was very much Stockholm. Thank you. Stockholm syndrome. I was very much crazy about him as a friendship and as a brother. I trauma bonded, yes, big time to him as a brother. Like I really was like, I've never had a brother, but I feel like this is a brother. I had no romantic feelings for him whatsoever, but it was stronger than romantic feelings. I was like, I felt bonded to him. Yes. And I thought, this person cares so much about me and he saved me. So when he gave me a list of people I couldn't work with, I looked at that like, thank you for protecting me from these people. I know that sounds really disgusting and cringe and like, but I think at the time I was being super manipulated by the man I was married to. Hey, Mad Drop, right? I was being threatened by him about not talking and the gesture stuff. And then I met Aaron and I felt saved. I was like, finally, somebody cares about me. So, oh, Erin has told her things to mess with her head. She probably is still seeing the world through that filter. So it definitely took me, happy birthday to you tomorrow. It definitely took me years, guys, to go, this dude is evil. Like he is manipulative. He preyed on your vulnerable state at the time. He absolutely did. He gaslit the hell out of me, traded you from one cult to his. Yes. So if I'm being totally honest, that's how I looked at Aaron. Aaron gave me a list of people and I didn't question it. I wasn't like, this is weird. Now, if someone did that to me today, I'd be like, we are done. Bye. I don't want to know you. I don't care if it's fucking Joe Rogan. Like, I'm not going to let anybody with a huge channel or a tiny channel tell me, like, this is what you can do and what you can't do. Fuck off out of here and fuck everybody that looks like you. Absolutely not. But it took me years of therapy and getting to know who I am and being confident and trusting myself and stepping into my own fucking power and saying, I don't need validation from anyone to get to that point. I can't believe I'm already here. You would think it would have taken 10 or 15 years to get where I am. I went from, okay, I believe you, I'll do anything you say, to fuck you. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. Nobody's going to tell me who I can work with. And I'm really proud of myself for that I've come a long way. But to be dead honest with you, no. Whenever Aaron told me anything, I was like, that makes sense. Like, all I could think in my head, yes, baby steps. And thank you for the super chat. All I could think in my head was, Aaron would never do anything to hurt me. Aaron would never steer me wrong. Aaron loves me. Aaron outed me. Aaron rescued me from that cult and saved my son. Like, he was a fucking hero to me. It took me a long time to get to where I'm at now, because even when he started attacking me, that hurt. I was like, God, I really loved him. Like, I really loved Aaron. No, I didn't. And he didn't deserve to be loved. He was manipulating the shit out of someone, women. Hey, Marissa Martin. And he was taking advantage of me. And yes, my vulnerability. Yeah, West Coast, I said it all the time. I was like, Aaron is so amazing. Aaron, right? No, that's not how it happened. And it sucks that he had me eating out of the palm of his hand like that. But those are the kind of people he preys on, and those are the kind of people he goes after. And honestly, Marilyn was in the same boat. And I will give her a shred of grace. Not grace, time and grace. I will reassess where we're at with Marilyn and her behavior and her choices going forward. I think we should give her like 4 to 6 weeks to see if she does any kind of self-reflecting, right? And goes, it's very what someone said a minute ago. It makes me think of when I left Scientology and left my third husband. I left like Julia Roberts in the movie Runaway Bride. By the end of that movie, she had been engaged like 7 or 8 times. And people were like, you don't even know how you like your eggs because you've been eating your eggs poached like the guy you were engaged to here. You've been eating them scrambled like the guy you were engaged to here. You ate them like this dude did in an omelet. Like, she was like, I don't even know what I like, because she'd always been absorbing tofu. She'd always been tofu, marinating with whatever she's next to give it flavor. And that's what she became. I believe we have to give her a little bit of time to figure out what her flavor is. I love it, Dee. Thank you. I love my Phoenix necklace too, but I was going through why is this stuck? Because it's stuck on a string. I was going through my jewelry the other day, and I love this. He did end up saving you, but it wasn't his intent. Good point. That's pretty good. Yeah, Marlugo, I do too. I don't think we know. Marilyn doesn't know who she is. We're certainly not going to know who she is if she doesn't know who she is. And I think that's fair. Thank you. Baby steps. I agree. He did end up saving me. All of us who've seen the light. But I am not that woman that I was when I was married to Jeff. I am not the woman I was when Aaron came along. None of that shit would fool me now, right? Like, I definitely feel like I am covered in armor. I feel much stronger, and I don't fall for that shit now. And also, when I said yesterday, I really, really, really mean this, and I use it as a daily mantra. I don't know. Pay attention to people, and to me, the true currency in a person is how safe they make you feel. So, Aaron, you can watch. You don't have to listen to me. You can go watch. He's unstable. He's erratic. He's very aggressive in his behavior. His pattern is to go after women. That is not safety. Pay attention to how people make you feel. If you get weird vibes, if you're like, this doesn't feel right, then it's not right. No need to question it. You don't need to question it. You don't need to talk yourself out of it. You don't need to go, I don't know. I mean, I do have a headache. Maybe I nope. It's very simple. Like, somebody, I watched a reel, Hey Teacher Mama Life, that said, why think when I can feel? We've talked about this, but it's true. You feel way before you think. Thinking comes after feeling. You walk into a room or a situation, right? And you immediately get red flags, or you immediately feel like, this is, I don't know, I don't like this person, or I don't like, then you start overriding it with thought, and you go, oh, I'm in a safe, no, this is safe. Or why would I not like them? They're a good friend of my father's, or Sarah loves them, so I should love them. You immediately, hey, Kat, you override your feeling, your initial gut reaction with thought. Your mind takes over the feeling. And you start talking yourself out of the feeling and going, why would I feel this way about this person? They're safe. They've been part of our family for, I don't care. But you should absolutely go with your thoughts or your gut feeling, your reaction on things. So that's how I feel about Aaron. You don't have to trust me. Go look. He's not safe, in my opinion. And I don't mean safe like dangerous, like, physically or something. I don't know the answer to that, but he's not a safe, stable person that I would want to be around. Hey, Marie Marion, we rescued a guy with mental health problems out of a toxic community, and things were so bad the guy wanted to clock out. That's what kind of stuff angers me, but thankfully he was okay after a few weeks. Wow. It's not a hell yes, it's a no. Trust your gut. I know. Jen Finberg, I think about that a lot. I know. I don't want to speak to Aaron's kids. I don't want to dip into that. I don't want to be like Aaron, right? Aaron would do something like that. Marilyn does stuff like that. And I've been guilty of doing stuff like that. I can only, it's one of those things where it's like, that's why I don't go to rescue shelters to donate or walk the dogs or any of that, because I'll end up taking them home or it will break my heart and there's nothing I can do about it. And then it will like eat me alive. Animals are my soft spot. So I tell myself now, you can't save them all. And there's nothing you can do about certain situations. And I mean that about Aaron's kids. It's a bummer. I hope the best for them. I'm going to assume that they're happy and doing well with their mom. Um, and I hope they flourish and they're successful young women. That's how I have to look at that, because I'm not going to dive into uh thank you, Ricky and Drake. I'm not going to dive into what kind of a father is he or how are his children. I don't feel great about it, but it's also not my business. It just isn't. It's not somewhere I'm going to go there. I know what it feels like when people go after me as a mother and my kids, and I don't want to do it to another. I think it's fucked up. It's not my place to judge that. That's honestly none of our places to judge that. That's God's place to judge that if you believe in God. I'm not asking you to believe in God. I just believe that it's 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 when people say kids are off limits. They are. And that's my judgment on it too, is like, I don't, it's awfully entitled for me to be judging that. Says me. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's my place to speak to Aaron's kids, Marilyn's kids. That's what I'm saying. I've done it. I'm guilty of it. I want to follow my own rule on that and be ethical about it, because I have been the biggest attack on me. I keep trying to think. I'm like, what do they have on me? Tommy. They use Tommy to make me look bad, which is ridiculous, right? Like, that's just bizarre. I don't think Tommy looks bad. So you fooled me on that. But I don't have a record. I don't have a history of anything. And yeah, it was weird, Susan LeBlanc. But the biggest thing they've tried to attack is me as a mother, right? They really go after me as a mom. And they go after Huxley, and then they go after my husband who passed away. Those are like, I think the things they think are like, that's her ruin. That's her weakness. Go after her as a mother, because I have said many, many, many times, I don't think I'm a very good mom. I think I'm mediocre. I think that I do everything I should do to keep him well and fed and happy. But I've never felt like I was a great mother. It's not my strong suit. I'll be the first to admit that. I think honestly, Huxley in 10 or 20 years, if it even takes that long, will sit down with me and go, yeah, I don't think you were a very good mom. I don't think you were very good at it. You kept me alive. You did all the things you're supposed to do, but like, I don't know that that's where I thrive. And I try to work on that. I talk about it in therapy. I have him in therapy. I really try, but that's an honest opinion of myself. That's not an opinion for you to go, you're a great mom. You don't have to do that either. Hey, honey Lou. Hey, Rip Curl. I also think that a lot of us feel that way as parents, but not a lot of people are willing to admit it. I think that now I'm just going into this and babbling, but I didn't really get an opportunity to bond with my son because of Scientology. Scientology does not want you bonding with your children. And I will be the first to admit I didn't get a chance or opportunity to bond with him. And it's horrific and I hate it. And I hate myself for that. And I hate Scientology for that. I hate my in-laws for that. I get very, very angry when I think about it. But I have been very open and honest about that. Therefore, I think that's what they think my weakness is. So they go after me as a mom. And unfortunately, it doesn't penetrate, it doesn't do anything because I already knew that, right? I'm not marching around saying I'm a good mom. I've said I don't think I'm a very good mom. So when you just try to drag me down by saying you're a shitty mom, it's like, all right. It's kind of like the time I said I had chlamydia and they're like, you have chlamydia. It's like, no, I know I said that in front of hundreds of people. Right? Like you didn't beat me to the punch. I already announced that you're using my content against me, which is really lame. That doesn't work. Hey, ghostwriter, every day I feel like I failed my kids. I get it. Well, that's horrible. And I'm sorry you feel that way, Shelly Kelly. Although at the same time, makes me feel less alone. So thank you for being open and admitting to that. Thank you for your super chat. Did I meet Aaron's wife? No, I did not. The closest I got to Heather, I was there when I was spending the night at Aaron's house, whenever that was, like a year and a half ago. I came into the kitchen and he said, you just missed Heather. She was just here. And I said, oh, so no, I never met her. Thank you, Leon Joy. So yeah, it's definitely a place for me that I need to work on. And I can't go back to fix not being a good mother. But at the same time, I don't let people make me feel bad about it. I make me feel bad about it, if that makes sense. I don't need some random hater that I don't know that has some crazy name and fake account on YouTube to make me feel bad as a mom. I already feel like a shitty mom. So it doesn't work. None of these attacks have really worked on me. That it's done nothing to my mental health. Nothing. My mental health has only improved. Like this has strengthened me in weird ways. And also I'm a big believer in God now. And whether God or not is a part of my life, I'm grateful for the things that have happened to me lately. They've made me realize things. I feel like it's made me understand myself better and how I deal with these kind of conflicts. You have an amazing memory and you can and are using for wonderful things. Thank you, Tamber June. But I also truly, strongly believe in all of this stuff. Hey, Hazy, is to teach me something. I learned something from all of this, good things that happen to me and bad things. But I also believe that this kind of stuff makes us stronger. These kinds of challenges, these kinds of attacks, right? If we didn't have stuff like this, you wouldn't really grow. You wouldn't really change. You wouldn't really find out about who you truly are when the chips are down. So I don't know. I definitely wake up now every day. I'll be honest, when this hate started like a little over a year ago, for about a good month or two, I would wake up every day going, people were texting me. My phone was blowing up with, you're not going to believe what they said about you on Reddit. Uh-oh, there's a video about you here. Marilyn did this. And I would go, what's today? I'd wake up every day and I was like, why am I practically in the tabloids when I'm a nobody and live in a fucking trailer? Like, again, I'm going to have to be paid more than this if I'm going to be treated this way. So yeah, Nancy. So I used to wake up going, great. Now what? Like my phone would wake me up with people going, Reese, sorry to tell you this, but so-and-so said this and so-and-so made a video about that. And I'd go, fucking great. And now I don't feel that way at all. You know, people were like, I don't know if you know, Marilyn released this documentary. And I was like, challenge accepted. Like, again, to me, it's like God handing me a Rubik's Cube. And I'm like, challenge accepted. I'll figure it out. Like, this is a puzzle. There's more to this. It's not just attacks. Like, I will learn from this. I will be better for this. I will accept more about people, right? And meet people where they're at. And I will understand myself. It's a whole thing for me. I'm like, I'm grateful for this because I always learn something. There's always a lesson out of something like this, right? You know, from how you speak, Reese, that you have self-awareness and want to evolve. It can take people their whole life. Thank you, Ree. I do wake up every day, no matter what, trying to be grateful. Hey, at least I have an amazing channel. At least I have the best community of people that I get to talk to every day. The truth of the matter is, guys, this hate is like 10% of the channel. They're just making a lot of noise. Like Marilyn's never taken the swing she had hoped on this channel, nor has Aaron. And he's the big bear, right? He's the bigger fish in the pond, and he thinks he's God. He plays God. He didn't really do much damage over here. He tried. Hey, Shotzi. But I don't see it that way. I see it as he got rid of the people that were on the fence about me. And that's a good thing. I don't want people over here that are like, I'm just here to see what a liar you are. I'm not here for those people. And I'm not here to prove to you that I'm a good person. Right? So it does. Rocks, I have some very vocal friends now. I bet that helps you. I love Krusty Rabbit Hole. Like I love his content. Neither Susan LeBlanc. I love what Toddy is doing. I muted it to clear my throat. I love that. Be kinder. I love the content that Lindsay and Nora do now. Liz Gale is weighing in on it. I love that Liz Ferris and Lara FM come into the chat. Like this has become it's through all of this hate. Yes, Amy, I did. Thank you for sending that. I did see it. Through all of this hate, we've actually gotten closer. Isn't that weird? Like, I think that's weird. It's actually backfired on them because I'm not trying to get weird and godlike here, but I also believe that we are protected. I believe that God protects me. As long as I'm not hurting people, as long as I'm not lying to you guys, as long as I really am who I say I am, and I am. That's what sucks about the haters. They think I tried to say this to Marilyn. I know she's not watching. I don't think she watches me, but I want her to see that, like, I'm not the monster they told you I am. And I would like to say that to all the people that hate me, right? All the narratives that have been spun. But it doesn't really matter because I know that I'm not sitting here lying to you guys. I'm not sitting on some big fucking, there's no receipts. You remember these receipts that they say that they're going to come out with on me? We've been waiting on these receipts for like 3 years now. And they still can't come up with anything other than Reese's with Tommy, long con. Where is it? Please be wary of Toddy. Oh, I like her. Here's the thing. Rabbit Hole, I think you're amazing. Here's the thing, guys. People say this to me a lot, and I don't know. I'm not against what you just said. People will say, like, please be wary of this person. Please don't trust this person. Here's the good news. I'm never going to be friends behind the scenes with any of these people that you are warning me about. So as long as I am just out here in the chat, in the community, live with the rest of you, all of you as witnesses, I don't worry about it. I don't let anybody really get close to me anymore. I don't like giving out my phone number anymore. People abuse the shit out of my phone number, and I don't like that. So don't worry about me and Toddy. I'm not going to become super close friends with Toddy, right? I don't know anything about her, to be fair. I've seen her on Lindsay's show, and then I watched a show she did specifically on me. Okay, Rabbit. And I liked what I saw. But to be fair, I don't have any other background on her. So I'm not worried about it because it will never reach past YouTube. We're not going to be friends outside of that. So a lot of you do that to me, and you will say, like, be wary of this person. Do you know how many people have warned me about Bo Beats? People have been like, you need to look out for Bo Beats. She's in every chat and she tries to, thank you, Tammy. She tries to whatever to every chat. And I'm always like, but here's the other thing. This is such a Maryland thing to do, right? Bo Beats has only been always nice to me. She's always showed me respect. She's always been kind to me. That's how I judge people, right? She's been nice to me. Like, I'm sorry if you had a bad run-in with her, but that's not going to make me hate her. It's not enough to make me not like someone. I have to have something personally happen to me. That's why I talk shit about Natalie. Natalie personally stabbed me in the back several times, not once, not twice, but like 6 or 7 times. Might be more than that. So hey, Charcoal Ninja, I really base my judgments on people now as much as I can on what I've experienced with that person, right? I don't want someone to be like, they were shitty to me, so you should hate them too. It's going to take more than that, right? Like I'm sorry, but it's going to take more than that. So I appreciate what you said about Toddy, and those things could be true, but I don't intend on finding out and it's nothing against Toddy. I don't trust people anymore, unfortunately. I've seen way too many people flip like Natalie and stab me in the back. Therefore, I just don't really let new people in too close to me. I just don't. Joanne, I wrote something for you for your birthday tomorrow. I'm going to send it via text tomorrow. Oh, how nice. Okay. Thank you, Joanne. And thank you for the super chat. Love you, babe. Love wins and God is on your side. I believe that, Case Face. Not everybody has to believe that, but I do believe that. I'm not pushing my beliefs on anyone there, but I feel that way too. Thank you, Case Face. Thank you for the super chat. Don't enlist me to hate someone I don't know. I'll find out myself. Yes. And by the way, you guys saying that about Toddy is not, I don't equate that comment. I don't think you're trying to get me to hate Toddy. I'm talking specifically about people like Marilyn Honig who are like, I got the tea. Come to a paywall, come behind a paywall, and I'll talk shit about this. Like Aaron does it too. That is trying to get someone to hate someone you don't know, right? Aaron did that to me. And thank you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I watch everyone, but I'm not a fan of everyone I watch. However, I'm a fan of Reese, Nora, and Lindsay. Thank you, Ree. I like the way you put that. Hey, Florida court reporter. I have said Natalie has a successful business in Minnesota. She does not need to be on any board. In my opinion, if she sticks with Aaron, that is saying something about her. She already is. I don't think that we need to see how Natalie does. I think Natalie has shown us already who she is. I should say me. I don't want to speak for everyone else. Thank you so much, Jennifer Steps. Me too. I'm glad I survived it. But back to, I just want to point that out again because that really stuck with me today. Hang on, I got to answer Nora. That really, really stuck with me today. Reese off topic, but thank you for this stream. It kept me company while I did my final walkthrough at my mom and dad's before the estate sale. Been thinking about you, K-Space, and I'm sorry. I know this is fresh and it has to be hard. I'm with you, babe, and I love you. I really do. I always have felt close to you. Thank you for sharing that, and I'm sorry. Natalie has been posting on YouTube. She's posted 2 shorts like in the last week where she's reading a script. She's like sitting in her house and you can see her eyes reading, and it's weird. I'm glad you make me feel welcome, Reese. So does Lindsay and so does Nora. I love that, Ann Battles. And I love you, Case Face. Thank you for sharing that. What time is your birthday show on tomorrow? Of course, Dee. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is my birthday. My mom called me today and goes, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, when's my birthday? Like, it's raining. I don't really care. And this is no disrespect, but when it comes to me, I become a Jehovah's Witness. Like, I don't want to celebrate my birthday. I don't care about, my mom will be like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't care. It's kind of Scientological. Like, Scientologists don't really celebrate their birthdays. They don't care about Christmas. So like, I'm excited about my birthday, but at the same time, I'm like, who cares? I don't know. So tomorrow, it depends. If I go out for a late lunch with my mom, which she's trying to take me to lunch for my birthday, I'll probably do a stream around 5:00 again, I would guess. But if I don't, I'd like to do earlier, like 4:00, but it'll be somewhere in there. The 4 to 6. I'm always say that I stream between 4 and 6 p.m. Central. That's pretty much it. But I do have to say that again. Good for you, Jamie Palmer. I really have to say this again. Oh, Barbara Wade, I love that. It's because you're almost 50. You're no wonder you're not excited. Yeah, be kinder. I think that's it. Although I do think aging is a gift and I look forward to going higher in age. I would never want to go back in age. I love where I'm at. Like I'm looking forward to 10 years from now, honestly. Like what I have learned in the last 3 years, I can't wait to learn more in the next 3 years. I don't really care about age and battles. That's true. Uh, I love that, Nancy. Me too. What was I trying to say a second ago? Thank you, Marie Marion. Yeah, Sophia. This has always fascinated me. Thank you, Be Kinder. This has always fascinated me that Scientology does not want people bonding. But the other thing they don't want, and this is hard to word it this way, but they don't want you bonding with yourself. And part of knowing yourself is bonding with yourself. I always think that now. I'm like, when I don't want, that's okay, Mar. I don't want so much anymore to care what other people think because to me it's more important to care what I think. What do I think? And that's what I've learned in therapy more than anything is like reach internally, bond with yourself. Hey, Bree, yeah, aging is a privilege. I agree. Bond with yourself. That's how I feel. And Scientology does not want individual thinkers. And so it has been, speaking of privileges, bye, Jennifer Steps. Bye. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. Correct, Leon Joy, but bond with yourself. I always think this I have to fucking live with me. Like people who I care about, even, I don't care what people think as much about me because I'm like, they're not around me all day. I have to live with me. And I also have to take my last breath with me. I know that sounds deep and kind of stupid, but it's true. I care more about what I think than what close people to me think, even. Like, if Tommy and I have had so many conversations where I'm like, I don't agree with you on that. And he's like, that's all right. You don't have to. And I'm like, what a fucking concept. Like, even my closest people, I'm like, what do I think? And I ask myself this all the time now. I'm like, do I even care? And I don't mean it like I don't care. I mean, like, do I actually want to put a lot of effort and energy into this? I don't even know that I care. Right? In conclusion, just give it time. You said that the other day. Time has worked and showed all. Well, that's a good point. I did say that. I've been saying that actually, Mar, for days. And thank you for your super chat. She's right. I mean, this whole Maryland thing, yeah, Erie Forever, this whole Maryland thing, I used to give such a shit about this kind of stuff on YouTube, man. If a big bomb like this dropped and like somebody departed, right? And somebody disconnected from this person, I'm like, oh shit. And now it's like I do that, but it's for performative reasons. Does this really matter? Is she really going to change? Probably not. Do I hope she does? Yes. Do I hope that she like does her own content and like shows us the house that her husband is building and talks about her grandkids and fucking crochets little sweaters for them? Yes. I think that's where Marilyn will shine. Yes. Thank you for buying bones for Bo. You know, I got something from Amazon. I got bones for him yesterday and there was no thing in there from anyone, but I think I ordered them, but then I couldn't remember. So if somebody sent him bones, thank you. I have all bones on the wish list for the dogs, a couple treats for the cats. Thank you for anyone who supports that. They need bones. Yeah, Mike Morrow. Agreed. Shotzi. Hey, Cat. So I just don't know that this is even that big of a deal, but I do agree with Mar Lugo. We should give it time. I don't know that I'm giving her grace only because from what I'm seeing in the last 24 hours, she's not sorry. She's not self-reflecting. She posted her Amazon wish list today. So Marilyn posted a post about her Amazon wish list today and said, this is for her grandkids if you want to get them gifts. I think that's sweet. Nothing wrong with buying gifts for kids. I don't see a problem with that. Thank you, Wendy Brewer. I do not like that she has torn me and Nora to shreds about having an Amazon wish list. That's exactly what I mean. There's zero self-reflection, right? So it's like she's sorry that she's upset. What tripped her fucking trigger is that Aaron made a comment about Nora's father who passed away. But Marilyn made a video about my husband, Dead Fred. That's what she called him, right? We know this. I've repeated this many times. So it's just the unbelievable hypocrisy that comes out of that woman's mouth, that there is no self-reflection. She disrespected the shit out of my husband, who she's never met, never knew existed. He was a World War II veteran. Yes, he was old, and I'm proud of that. And I loved being married to him. And he taught me so many things, and I'll never feel regret for that. And I got to be with him when he took his last breath. And the whole relationship with Fred was a gift. I was crazy about that man, and it was a gift. He was absolutely incredible. And he came into my life the moment I needed him. And he helped me so much with my mental health. And she crushed that in a short by calling him Dead Fred, right? Making fun of him because he was old, saying he was incontinent and pissed himself, which he didn't. But that's so sick and it's so immature. But the straw that broke the camel's back was you coming on a video going, I will not put up with Aaron making fun of dead parents. Fuck you and everybody who looks like you. I'm sorry, but that's where the no grace thing comes in. And she's done countless videos on my Amazon wish list grifting for my dog's bones. You think they're not going to get bones if you guys don't buy them? Don't worry. Mom will buy them. But people have asked me for a wish list. I don't put anything on it for me. I put on electrolytes for Huxley. And I think that was it. Dog bones and cat treats, right? It's a way if you want to give a gift without YouTube taking 30%, or you don't want to Venmo. If you want to do something, great. If you don't move along. Nobody's trying to push anyone here. But then she went on and ripped Nora to shreds, right? About her Amazon wish list. And I don't care that she put up a wish list today for her grandkids. I think the idea is sweet. I think what's the word? I'm having problems with words lately. I've noticed this. I hope I'm not taking on the Alzheimer's colors of my father. And that's not making fun. That's serious. It worries me. I feel like it's totally fine to put up a post and say, here's the wish list if you want to go get something for my grandkids. I think it's fine. But the reason it's not fine is because you took the time to make fun of me for having a wish list and Nora for having a wish list, but rules for thee, not for me. This is the Marilyn Honig that I have a fucking problem with, and I don't think it's going to change. Yeah, Lindsay, I just, it's like she spent all that time tearing us down for a wish list, but then, hey, Mord, but then put up a wish list today. She spent all that time on a video yesterday pretending to cry, saying, Aaron, I draw the line at making fun of dead parents. What about dead husbands? What about calling him Dead Fred? What an incredibly disgusting, disrespectful thing. What about making fun of my son and saying he didn't have any clothes on? Iwa, yeah, of course you can. I think you can buy anything on the list from anywhere in the world because it's Amazon and you're putting it into a cart that's going to ship to me. So it wouldn't have anything to do with the country you're from. As we age, says Liz, if we work on ourselves, we will age like fine wine, growing in body, grace, and mind. You are going to be amazing in 10 years, my friend. Enjoy the ride. Thank you, Liz. That's so nice. And I agree with that. I like to believe that as we age, we adapt and we evolve and we grow. And some of these fucking people, thank you, Liz, for the super chat. I look at people like Marilyn. Thank you, Kat. I look at people like Marilyn and I think she's in her 50s. And I just think, is this really what you want? Or do you not know what kind of eggs you like? Right? Like we talked about that movie scene. Like, is this really, really what the hill that you want to die on? Hey, Allison. The only reason she came out against Goot or Aaron was because she was getting heat. I don't know. I don't know that she would come. I think it took a lot for her to come out against Aaron. I mean, you got to give her a little bit of credit there. Could be pepperoni nips because it isn't easy to come out against Aaron. It is scary to come out against Aaron because he makes it scary. I'm not afraid. I'm totally desensitized to that now. But in the beginning, it's scary to come out against Aaron Smith-Levin. He makes himself very scary. He's very threatening, right? He stood in his kitchen and looked at me and said, "But you're not leaving my board, so you don't have anything to worry about." Like that was him looking directly into my eyes going, "I'll fucking bury you alive if you do something." So you don't have anything to worry about, right? I guarantee you, he threatened Marilyn repeatedly, I'm sure, with coming out. No doubt. So credit for her there. And honestly, I am feathering her cap just like I did for Goot the other day. I'll say the same thing about Kelly Copter. Oh yeah, Allie. I'll say the same thing about Kelly Copter. She came out, spoke her voice, and I applaud her for that. She came out apparently today and said, it is why Ann battles, and said, I don't stand with Aaron. Good for Kelly. The only thing about that is she doesn't really do YouTube content anyway. So I don't know. Her life doesn't exist on YouTube like mine does. She's not in the fight like I am. Do you think her dislike for you possibly came from Aaron telling her you said you didn't trust her that time? No. I think there's a chance, Ree, but I think it's a small chance. No, I think Aaron just sent her after me when I quit his board. She is still trying to appease Aaron. Mm-hmm. Marilyn just made a post going after Mrs. J. Well, here's the thing. This is make or break time. This is your time to shine, Marilyn. And if you're going to use this one shot, you got one bullet. You have one opportunity. And I mean that. I mean that very, very seriously. This is the first impression. I know, Lindsay. Never again. If Aaron or any man called me screaming, they'd be screaming into the abyss because I'd shut that fucking phone off and I would hit block. She's 56. What was I just saying? No, nobody knows what game night meant. I don't know. Oh, okay. Thank you, Marty Jewell, for sending bones. Thank you for sending bones to the kids. Who is Mrs. J? What was I saying? She has one shot. She has one first impression to make here. She has one shot to step out and try to redeem herself, be a better person, and not be like Aaron, and not be like the person she's been the last year and a half. Unfortunately, she's going to be like that person, I think, because she is that person. We're going to see real quick. This wasn't Aaron's fault. So she's got one bullet to work with, and she's already disappointing me. Who is Mrs. J? Mrs. J is no, Buffy. Mrs. J is a channel that I don't know much about. She's kind of a part of this community. I think she's British. I don't think she likes me at all. And that's totally fine. I don't dislike her, but I'm pretty sure she's, I don't want to say she's a hater, but I don't think she's a fan of me at all. I think she hates Tommy and therefore she hates me, or strongly dislikes. I don't want to speak for people I don't know. But I know she's a big supporter of Lindsay. She's a big supporter of Nora. There are people out there like that, guys, that love Lindsay, love Nora, love T, love Miriam, love everybody except me because of Tommy. There's a bunch of people that just associate me with Tommy and go, fuck her, I don't like Tommy. I'm actually grateful for those people, because if you're gonna if you're going to judge me based on how you feel about Tommy, I would rather not have you around anyway, right? If that's what she does. But I don't have anything against Mrs. J at all. She just isn't a fan of me, I don't think. This is why you are drawn to elderly people, because we learn and change till the day we die. And you love to drink up their experiences. Yes, I do. It's been a great lesson for me too. Thank you. Anita Card, I absolutely appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. And yeah, and thank you for being a member. I love, love, love elderly people. They're my favorite people. Yes. Okay, West Coast. Yeah, I get the Mrs. J did some hate videos on me in the past. She hasn't done anything recently, but I notice when I go into chats where she is, she says hi to everybody except me. I don't take any offense to that. Maybe she doesn't see me. I don't know. I don't assume too much there. She seems like good people. If Nora likes her, if Lindsay likes her, she's probably a good person. But not everybody has to fucking get along in this community too. Not everybody has to be super warm and fuzzy with everybody. I'm totally I've been hated okay, D, I have been hated so hardcore by people that I'm so desensitized to this shit. I think Marilyn knows a lot more than she mentioned and might be afraid to let loose. Might be the reason Aaron isn't poking the bear. I think this shit's going to come out. Rabbit. I think that eventually Marilyn, here's my prediction on this. Hey, Linda, I think Marilyn is going to get ballsy. I think she's going to get ballsy. She's going to gain confidence over the next few weeks. I think she's going to keep her crowd of people that are like, we still stand with you, Marilyn. And for whatever reason, I just have a feeling she's going to get too much confidence. And I think she's going to start very in a subtle, manipulative way. I think she's going to start dropping things. And then I think she's going to start acting like she has the upper hand. And I think she's going to, hey, Mrs. Patty Cake, I just have a feeling. Here's the thing. I think Marilyn has a lot of dirt on Aaron. I have no doubt. I was saying this to Tommy last night. This is hilarious. Marilyn, I hope you're watching. People love drama. I don't do drama. I hate this kind of shit. Hey, Riley's Human. Marilyn could blow up her fucking channel and get like huge views. She could cash in. Now, I would never do this because it never pays off to do this. It's kind of like the long con stuff she's done. Like, yeah, she made some money on it, but it makes your reputation look like garbage and it's just bad for your character. But this is right up her alley. This is a tip for you. You could turn, hey, MLB Tracy, you could change your channel into just receipts on Aaron. She's probably got some shit on him. And I don't mean shit like, I mean, she probably could show a ton of text messages or something from him going, now you need to go after this person, go after this person harder, do this more, like all that kind of stuff. Him showing that he's been the ringleader the whole time. She could drop those bombs and her channel would fucking fly, right? Like she would get a ton of views on that kind of stuff because people would love to see that kind of dirt that she has. And I guarantee you she has it. So she would blow her shit up. People would flock to her to watch that. Again, you'd be a troll channel. It's not my thing. I would never, ever do that, right? Yeah, Kim is blue. I would not. I have all kinds of receipts on Aaron. I have all kinds of shit I've said I won't ever speak to. It's not anybody's business. Why do you think I'm not showing the list that I talked about earlier? It's not for you. It's not. I would rather have a clean character and feel right with my soul than cash in and be a shitty person on YouTube. Hey, baby angel. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it would make me feel so dirty. But I could absolutely see her doing it. She does that that's her content, right? Like I got the receipts and I'm going to trash people who used to be my friends. That's what she does. So I think she could cash in on that. But if she doesn't, my prediction for Marilyn is that she, over the next several weeks, is going to gain confidence and she's going to act like she has the upper hand with Aaron. And I think she's going to start dropping little, I don't know, like, I think she's going to get egotistical. I think she's going to get kind of, is the word arrogant? I think she's just going to start going like, yeah, I have stuff on Aaron. I think she's going to start poking at him, like little threats. I could be wrong. Maybe she'll stay way out of that fire, as she should. But it's her style. That's what she does. She's going to breadcrumb it, Rue. It's her style. She's power hungry. She's definitely power hungry. And when there's a storm, I run away from it. Hey, Bunny Foo Foo. People like Aaron, people like Marilyn, when there's a storm, they run right into it. It's unbelievable. And I always watch people do shit like that. And I'm like, it's like a train wreck. You can't look away. Those kinds of people, it's like the people on the highway that stop traffic to look at a car accident. I've always felt like, what are we doing? Can we let the authorities like handle this and not stare at people who are embarrassed right now and like, or hurt or whatever it is? Like, move along, people. I don't like that kind of shit. But those are the kind of people they are. Like, they are storm chasers. That's what they are. They're drama chasers. So yeah, I think that's eventually what's going to happen because that's Marilyn's style. I hope I'm wrong. But I love you, Helena. I have never been the kind of person to be like, I got receipts. Look at this. I fucked up one time with the long con, and I've totally addressed that with myself and with you guys. But you're addicted to drama? I don't feel that way. Yeah, man drop. I don't feel that way at all. I mean, when I see shit like this, like when I saw her video yesterday, I was like, oh shit. But I'm not like typing shit into YouTube to go find it. I'm not trying to dig stuff up. I don't want to be harmful to people unless I absolutely have to. Like Marilyn had to come for me for a year before I did anything to fight back. I really don't want to hurt people. It's not my thing. I don't get off. I don't enjoy watching people in pain, not even people like Marilyn. Good night, Tammy. Reese, I stopped watching you when stuff happened with you and Tommy and your mods. Maybe that's the long con stuff. I don't know. Came back when Nora outed Marilyn for the Huck stuff. You have grown so much. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for giving me a second chance. I appreciate that, Avocado Professor, and that means a lot saying that. Thank you. I don't think she has enough to stand up on her own. So any momentum would have come. I do think that Hef, her disgusting friend Hef, I think is a terrible friend to her. And I think she eggs her on. And I think she pokes her and prods her because Hef doesn't have a platform. So I think that Hef gets Marilyn going and gets her all revved up to do shit. And I think that will happen eventually. I don't start shit. I just finish shit. Reed, that's a great point. I do believe that. I do not start shit. Go back and look at all of this, all of the turmoil, right? Like Aaron, I didn't start that. Dick Belt Hef. Yeah, Mad Drop. Marilyn, I never went after her. Right? So I don't go after people unless they come for me. Yeah, Kat. I'm just going to go there. Sorry, I have an itch. Hef probably never liked Aaron. She will peg a man, just saying. She's going to fire up Marilyn. Yep, that's exactly right. She did with Susie. I don't think Hef likes men very much at all. I think she emasculates them. I remember how she would talk about men again. Like she said, she enjoyed pegging them and she just was very emasculating toward men. Love you, Sierra Terry. Marilyn get an ego and suddenly it disappears. She ends up like a rabbit in a headlight. She gets stuck. I mentioned it earlier, but Marilyn is like Jason Alexander's character in Pretty Woman, Stucky. I remember that. It's the kill you love. I made you a very rich man doing exactly what you love. Yeah. She loves the bullying. Woo, that's pretty good. Because I always associate things with movie scenes. Do you guys remember that scene at the end when Richard Gere, she's in the room with just him, that guy, Jason Alexander, and he's like groping her and like it's disgusting. He's like totally assaulting her. And Richard Gere walks in on it and it's so sweet. He like takes over and I think he hits him. And he says, he goes, "Get out." And he's like shocked that he didn't side with him. And he's like, "It's you don't love me. It's the kill you love." Yeah, absolutely. There are people just like that who just chase drama. They love drama. Yeah, he was a beast in that role. I forgot about him in that role. That's a great movie. I haven't seen it in years. He broke his nose. Yeah. Storm Chasers. Sorry, I'm a few minutes behind. Yeah, they are though. I like streakers during halftime during games. That's better than train wreck. Streakers during halftime. Oh, I know what you're talking about. When people do that in games. Yes. It's a great movie, Ree. But yeah, no, they're storm chasers, Kat. It's true. Now, I'm not trying to be like, I don't love drama. I'm in the middle of it right now. But they brought this to me. There's a difference. I'm here in the middle of it because they brought me to it. Right. And it took me a long time to actually do anything about it. And it took me a long time. It took me till 2 days ago to say, Aaron, if you don't stop this shit, right? If you want to keep coming for me and poking at me, then you will get a fight, dude. It's just taken me a long time to get to that point. I don't chase that kind of shit. I don't like to chase that kind of shit. Is that why he calls her a meteorologist, Fairweather, Maryland? He may have directed her, but Aaron gave her a job doing exactly what she loves. Yes. She was perfect for the job. And there's my honey bunny. I can't stay, but wanted to say hello. Looking good, Reese. See you all later. Okay. Babe, are you doing a show in 45 minutes? Not 35 minutes. Have you seen the post just now where I haven't because I've been live, where she attacks Mrs. J and she has more receipts? I thought she was friends with her. No, she was never friends with Mrs. J. I think she's always attacked her. Yeah, Baby Angel, that would be great. It's a Debbie Zito. That was a really good point. It is. Aaron, here's somebody made a really good point to me today, and I'll just say it. It's Lindsay because Lindsay is, I think, highly intelligent. Lindsay is very, very, very good at calling. Lindsay, I can't tell you how many times I've talked to Lindsay, and I'm very observant. I feel like I'm pretty self-aware, and Lindsay will say something, and I'm like, damn, like that was right in front of my face and I did not piece it together that way. Like she's good at that. I need friends like that. I love deep thinkers like that. Lindsay actually is burdened by deep thought. And Lindsay said, this is such a good point. I want you guys to really absorb this. I don't know if I'm going to say it as well as she did. Lindsay said, I'm frightened by how smart Lindsay is. It's a little scary. But thankfully she's in Florida. Lindsay said, we were Aaron's people, right? Like Nora was friends with Aaron, Liz Gale, Liz Ferris, Serge, Sterling, me. None of those people did what Marilyn did, right? He couldn't turn any of us into attack dogs. So this is who Marilyn is, that she loves the kill. He found that and said, perfect. Like I got somebody I finally am looking for to do my kind of dirty work. None of us did that. So you can't, what I'm saying is, and I thought that was a good point on Lindsay's part, you can't blame all of this on Aaron. Marilyn's behavior. You cannot blame all of it and go, well, she was under the manipulation of Aaron. We all were at one point, but none of us were doing that kind of shit. None of us were like trying to make documentaries happen, trying to make fetch happen, right? Yeah, no, it was a good point. He picked her because she was already ugly. She was already willing to be nasty. None of us ever did that shit. Tommy didn't answer me. I don't know if he's going live or not. Yeah, Sophia. So, I mean, that was a really good point, Lindsay. Yeah, Marissa Martin, you might have blocked her. Baby Angel, I miss Sterling. Those Sundays were so fun. I think Aaron encouraged her. Of course he did, Buffy. And I think he even directed her a little bit. But I still think it's like this. Scientology definitely has monsters. And I got hit over the head with a fax machine. People were smacking each other around all over in Scientology. I don't do that. I've never hit anyone in my life. I don't even know how to throw a punch. So it's not like Scientology didn't make me that kind of a monster, because it's not in me to be abusive physically like that to people. So you can only blame certain situations. There, sometimes people just are that way. And I think Marilyn is that way. I think she's ugly. I think she has an ugly heart. Is there a potential for her to change that? Now would be the time, Marilyn. But it sounds like she's already attacking people. And so I don't give this a lot of hope. I don't. But I started this stream by saying I wanted to talk about grace. And I'm going to end it with this and before you go, please check to make sure you're subscribed. I picked up like 20 subs yesterday. I never gain subs ever. I lose subscribers every single time I do a show. I'll lose 2 or 3. I never gain. So it seems to have worked yesterday. I said, please check to make sure you're subscribed. Now I haven't picked up 1 sub this entire 2 hours, which is common for me, but please check to make sure you're subscribed before you go. If you would, please support. I remember that cat. She already has another documentary brewing. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any changes here. I don't think we're going to see any kind of profound changes. Hey, Sharon. But I know that I have been very much saying, yes, Avocado Professor. I've been very much saying, if Marilyn and Aaron were to break up, she's welcome over here. I'm not saying she's not welcome over here. Everybody's welcome over here unless my birthday is tomorrow, Wendy. Everybody's welcome over here unless they're coming over to be super hateful. So I'm not saying she's not welcome. But I also, there's no, like Lindsay said to me today, there's no redeeming qualities. She's not shown us any reason that she's trying to make a change. And therefore, I don't give her much grace just yet. Pump the brakes. Thank you, MLB Tracy. I don't give her a lot of grace. It's too soon to see. We'll give her time. I will give Marilyn time. Not that I need to give her anything. She doesn't give 2 shits about me. But I don't think that grace should be just automatically given to people. I know it's a good thing to do. It's a good quality to have. But in this scenario, I think that you have to earn grace, and you have not done anything for that. You attacked my child, and you doubled down yesterday in Marilyn or Nora's chat. So grace, I don't believe, is earned or to be given in this scenario. Yeah, it's to be determined. We will give it if we see it to be, she's earned some of that, but she hasn't even made hey, Heather Rhodes, she hasn't even shown 5% that she's going to make some kind of a change. So I'll give her time. I'm not going to give her grace though. Not yet. Not yet. Her video is as much a documentary as the latest orange juice commercial is. Good Lord. I haven't watched it. I know that it's blown a lot of shit out of proportion. And I got to be honest, I'm really tired of this Tommy shit. I'm really tired of something that happened that she's trying to make a big deal. I was thinking about this today. She's just over the top insane. She will not let it go. Something that happened when Tommy was 16. When Tommy was 16 was 40 years ago. He's 56. He was 16 years old. 16 years old. I have a 16-year-old son. God forbid something like that were to happen right now. If he got in trouble with a girl, or a girl's dad called the police on him, or whatever happened, I would pray to God that if my son never showed any signs of any of that kind of behavior ever again, would that follow him the rest of his life? I would hope not. I would hope something that happens to you when you're fucking 16. I have a question for you, Marilyn. I was doing methamphetamines at 16. When I was 16, I was smoking meth. Does that mean I'm a meth head right now? Does that make me dangerous? Am I going to relapse? Are we worried about me going out and buying crack? When I was 16, I was smoking meth. Haven't touched it since. I was a teenager. Do we need to be worried about that? Am I a danger to society because I'm potentially going to become a drug addict? No. And I don't want that following me until the end of time, a decision that I made at 16. Like, you're trying to make something happen and you made an entire documentary out of it and you look like a fucking fool. I have a question, an honest question. You openly admitted to beating your children. Should we continue I mean, you even said that was 20 years ago. Tommy was 16. Move the fuck on. Move on, right? Brains are not even developed at 16. That's why they're stupid. That's why teenage boys are stupid and they're not adults yet and they can't make adult fucking decisions. That's why. It's a joke. It's a bad joke. Boys make stupid ass, dumb ass decisions at 16. I hope my son doesn't do anything stupid, whether it be drugs or anything. And I hope that if he does, it's not held against him in his 50s. Tommy has never, ever, ever, ever done anything that he did like that at 16 that he never did anything ever again. And yet this dumb woman is just dead set on rubbing that in his face, just like the long con. People change, Marilyn. People grow. And it's really gross to me that she will not let that go. Teenage girls also make bad decisions. Women also make bad decisions. Tommy was sexually assaulted when he was a young child by grown women. So I know Alan fires half up, half fires Marilyn up. Exactly. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre that Marilyn associates with racists, but that's okay. She beat her children, but that's no problem. We sweep that under the rug. If we're going to throw each other's pasts in each other's faces, Marilyn, you beat your children. Don't forget. It takes as long to gain trust as it took to lose it. Wow. Good point, Erie Forever. Thank you for that. Thank you for your super chat. I know she is, Lindsay. She's amped up and out of control. It's just bizarre. It's very strange. It is incredibly toxic, Shelley, to not. She also, what, Buffy? Encourage her son to say something disgusting as a child to a bully. More than disgusting, sexual. She had her young minor child say something sexual to a bully. Sexually very inappropriate. The problem with Marilyn is she's a walking hypocrite. Her hands are so dirty. Her closet is full of skeletons, and yet she presents all of this to the world like she's fucking Mother Teresa. I don't understand. You beat your kids. You were a full-grown mother then. So you actually had a developed mind when you decided to do something like that and follow the How to Train Up a Child book. Tommy was a 16-year-old boy. And you know why I can speak to this so well? I have one. I have a 16-year-old boy. He's a dumb shit sometimes. They do dumb shit. And they make dumb decisions and they don't pay attention, and you got to repeat things and you got to keep working with them, right? Because their brains are not developed. And they get crushes and they do stupid things. And I did stupid things and I did drugs. Should we worry about me being a drug addict now because when I was 16 I tried drugs? The argument doesn't work. She is the queen of gaslighting. I don't see any changes happening here, Nancy. And if there are changes and she does try to take accountability, you know what she's going to do? She's going to come out and blame Aaron for everything and go, I didn't mean to do all of this. It was Aaron. He was making me do it. That's probably what I see happening. If she pretends to do any self-reflection, I think it's going to be that. Aaron made me do it all. I'm actually a really good person, because I've never seen this woman take any accountability. Yeah, I agree with that, Jess. I think her crash outs, like when Nora asked her a question, are those skeletons jumping out? Yeah. I don't want to hear her blame Aaron either. I won't believe it for a second if she blames Aaron. I won't believe it for a second. A dog that bites is a dog that bites. Like you did the crime. So you can blame Aaron all day, and I'm sure Aaron influenced her, but Aaron didn't make the documentary. Like Aaron didn't it didn't do every single thing that she had her dirty hands in. So I don't buy it. Um Says you, Swiler. So stop with this woman. You're giving her the attention she wants. Erase her from your topics. Okay, so that's not like the best. I understand where you're coming from, and you have a really cute dog. But there's 435 people in here. That's your opinion. I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean we're going to take your advice, right? It would have been better for you to say, like, you're just giving her attention. I think it would be best if you like to come in so bold and to be like, stop and erase her from your topics. If my face or my, you clicked on my video, to be fair, right? Uh, why are we placing so much importance on her if she isn't important? Well, this is important, Rue. For me, maybe not for you, but for me, this is important right now because this woman is still, hey, Abby, this woman is still doubling down on talking about my kid as of yesterday, Rue. So this is important to me. Will this be important to me in a month? Probably not, right? If she was calling your son or daughter a child molester or a murderer or someone that has domestic violence charge when they don't, would you feel the same way? If she was calling your son or your daughter a child molester or a murderer or someone that has domestic violence charge when they don't, yeah, it's disgusting. That's what she's doing to Tommy. So Tommy doesn't have any of those charges, and she's running around illegally saying that. So how would you feel is what he's saying. That's exactly what I'm saying about Huxley. God forbid Huxley gets some kind of a charge for drugs or stealing or anything like that because he's a young, dumbass 16-year-old, which, let's face it, does happen. 16-year-old boys and girls can pick up a charge for something. Doesn't matter what it is. Should they have that held against them if it's 40 years later? Or worse, like Tommy is saying, should they just is it okay to just make up false charges and say they're violent or they're a child molester when they don't have any of that on their record? It's fucked up. I don't see this woman changing. She won't stop attacking Tommy. She just has it out for Tommy. I don't know why that is. But Rue, to answer your question, right now it's important to me. Right now it's important to me because this is kind of the make or break point. And she has been meddling in my life and stepping over into, we all know this. We are beating a dead horse. I know, Rue, and I know that right now you're also struggling and going through things in your own life, but not all of us feel like we're beating a dead horse, right? I see your point. I see your point. But to me, it's not the same thing. With all due respect, it's really easy to say that when someone's not attacking you, I personally keep my mouth shut about it. But I'm proud of my wife for doing what is right for her. Thank you, babe. That's really sweet of you to say. And this, it validates a lot of other people who have been bullied online. It's an important topic. You go after my kids, it's on. You don't mess with kids. She's mad because she can't have him. That's how I take it. I know, Olga, it's weird. I get it. Rue, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I know there's a lot of people who have the opinion of Rue, right? There's a lot of people right now who are like, can we please stop? We will stop when this starts to slow down. And I really believe it is. I really believe it is, but it's similar, like you're not in the same boat as me. I don't know how else to put it. Right? Don't worry, Rue. This will not be my topic of content until the end of time. We're going to go back to the way things were. But in the meantime, like Rue, I've had to speak with the FBI about this stuff. This has gotten serious, right? Like they were calling my kids' school, calling child services. right? Reporting the shit out of my channel, like mass reporting. It's like what Liz Trick said the other day, Rue. When we do nothing, then they win. If we stay silent about horrible things, okay. Hang on, guys. I don't know. I get it, Rue. I don't okay. Rue, I get it, but at the same time, I have been quiet and I just don't know. Sorry, Tommy has something he wants to say. So I'm multitasking. I'm sorry. Rue, I just guess I feel differently than you guys, the people who are like, enough is enough, you're beating a dead horse, all of that. This is my fight. And I get that some of you don't support it, or some of you are getting tired of it or bored with it. I hope you don't leave forever. But I do think it's important to take care of yourself. And if this isn't your kind of content for now, that's okay. But yeah, I stayed quiet about this for a long time. And Rue, to be honest, I have this new saying in my head: kill monsters when they're small. Kill monsters when they're small. Because if you don't, then it will never go away. Let's give grace and let Reese process in real time. None of us walk in another's shoes, and a solution for one is not necessarily a solution for another. Thank you for saying that, Anne. And I don't know if Melissa's in here, but do you guys remember this comment? Rue, if you're still here, I want to read this to you. Melissa, the other day said, imagine if you never addressed this Maryland situation, the rampant lies would be endless and people would believe them because no one would have told the truth. That spoke to me on a deep level, Rue. There she is. Melissa, you said that the other day. Right there. Melissa. Rue, don't be sorry. You have a good point and you're not wrong. It's just, I guess I feel so charged up about this at this point, Rue. They've been coming after me for a year and a half. It took several of them to come on and like really, really come for me. And then they started coming for Huxley. So Melissa, I appreciate that comment, but Rue, I don't want you to feel that way. Hi, babe.
What are you doing?
I don't know. You wanted to come on, and here's Megan's comment.
I feel for Tommy a lot. To have this dragged up and held against you, he was a dumb kid doing things he didn't understand or think through. Just leave him alone. It's a pretty good comment. But here's what I want you to remember. For all of you, and I'm not picking on Megan. I have no problem with Megan. I think it's a great comment. But if you're forgiving me for...
Of course it would freeze. He says he has good internet, but I don't, babe.
That's not my internet. Why would you go out on my internet? I would go out. You would stay on. You're the host. I'm at 932 megabits per second. It shouldn't be on my end.
Okay, well, the chat can tell us. You froze on my end. All I heard was Megan, and that was it.
So Megan had a great comment. But here's the thing. I did some things when I was younger, the vast majority of which I've told everybody about. If you're forgiving me for being a rapist, please stop. Because rapists shouldn't be forgiven. If you think that's what I did, then go away and don't talk to me. You can hang out on my wife's chat or whatever. It isn't what happened. And there are people that have made that narrative really solid. And now there's a new one. I have 3 domestic violence convictions. Have you heard this? I've never even been charged with a domestic violence. I've never had a charge for putting my hands on anybody. I'm accused of stealing someone's identity so I could be a pro skier. A person who died 3 years after I retired from skiing. I stole that person's identity to become a professional skier. The stuff that they say is patently absurd. They don't know how to do research. They find tons of people with the same name as me and run with absolutely anything. If you want to forgive me for being a bank robber, for hurting people, for ripping people off, which I did plenty of, and I've come clean on everything I've ever done. I don't want to be forgiven for shit I haven't done. And if that comes off bad, it's because I don't talk about this. And eventually you get enough shit in your mouth, you're going to say something because it starts to make you grind your teeth. But if I'm being forgiven for things I didn't do, I don't need that. I'd rather not have you. Sorry. You can walk away from the boat. It won't hurt my feelings. But if you're there going, I don't mind that he raped somebody, I don't want to know you. If you rape somebody, you probably shouldn't be forgiven. I'm sorry. That's kind of a thing. And that's all I wanted to say. And Megan, I'm not upset at you at all. I think it was a beautiful comment.
Well, I like what she said here too.
Well, Megan's been around a long time. She was on the boat a long time ago. I don't think that it's much of an issue. I'm forgiving you for putting yourself in a situation you could be accused wrongly. What I did was stupid. I mean, make no mistake, but it was 40 freaking years ago, not 20 when somebody got in trouble for beating their kid. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, I was just going to say, Tommy has spoken about this ad nauseum. He's not trying to hide it. The guy has done so many fucking videos on it. And I have a question. Marilyn or knife hoarder who says he went to prison but won't ever speak about it. Marilyn who hit her kids, right? And told her child to say something really disgusting as a minor, right? She won't even, we can't even get her to do a video on it. She won't even speak. It's like it never happened. So I'm not okay with the teen boys will be boys excuse. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm never okay. I don't
think anybody should be.
No.
I don't think anybody should be. But if you look up the statute from the state of Vermont in 1986, right, you can look it up. I can give you the NRS code. I've done this so many fucking times that I'm losing my mind. But if you look up that law, I could be 16, she could be 17. It could be consensual, and it is still considered statutory rape. That's not what they call it. And if you go read the statute, they'll call it sexual assault. And that's what you're stuck with. Because if you say, well, I did it, but it was consensual, then you've just admitted that you committed statutory rape, which carries 5 years in prison. You plead to the sexual assault, they'll let you walk out the door. And when you're taken to court at 19 for something that allegedly happened at 16, you go, I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to go to prison. I'm not going to fight this.
Here's the problem. Babe, listen to me. Mm-hmm. The people who have made up their minds about you are the people who hate you, and they're never going to change their mind. You can go rescue people out of burning buildings. It's not going to make a difference. So that's the same with you. That's the same for me, Lindsay, everybody else. So people like Marilyn you don't need to explain because she's not listening. Right?
No, I realize that.
But guys, I want you to hear what I'm about to say. This is frustrating for Tommy, and I can see the frustration in his voice, and he doesn't usually get this wound up. But you fucking try. This is 40 years ago. And these people are coming after him going, Chomo, rapist. Jesus, you guys, that is a serious allegation. He has none of those charges. And he also doesn't have any domestic violence charges on his record.
That's really what I'm more pissed off about right now than anything. I mean, you want to talk about this? You can twist what happened in my past any way you want because it's legal and YouTube's not going to do anything about it. But now you're accusing me of something I've never even been accused of. I've never even been from the time that went on until today. I have been arrested for bank robbery, gun running, and stealing all kinds of shit. There are no other charges. That's what I did as a criminal, right? I stole stuff. But to say that I've got not one domestic violence, which would be offensive as shit, but to say that I have 3 domestic violence charges sounds like I'm a wife beater. I've never hit a woman, ever. And nor have I ever been accused of it. That's the one that gets me. I mean, they've been talking about this other crap for 5 years, but her newest documentary makes me a domestic violence, 3 convictions for domestic violence. What the absolute hell are you talking about? Try to find the right Brett Miller. I've never had a domestic violence accusation or charge or certainly conviction. It's not like it's difficult to look this shit up. You know, it's a little frustrating.
It is. Guys, this is what I was trying to say before you came on. Hey, T. This is exactly what I was trying to say. Put yourself in Tommy's shoes or my shoes. It's not the same thing. You watch this channel and then you're done for the day and you go back to work or you go live your life. This is our fucking life. And it's really needs to be given attention when you have people coming on saying I can't imagine. Like they tell me I'm a child abuser. They tell me I'm a documented scammer and all those things. That sucks. But to be called a rapist when you're not is really gross.
Yeah, honestly, the part that's I mean, here's the thing. This is what we do, and it's just kind of what it's always going to be. The problem becomes that narratives get twisted, and I got to go live, and people will pop up and go, "Hey, I forgive you for what you've done in the past."
Right.
Make sure you know what you're forgiving me for. Because I honestly, God, don't want to be friends with people that forgive people for domestic violence and rape. Those are things that don't need to be forgiven. If they don't, if a guy's punching a woman in the face, he doesn't need to be forgiven. If a guy's raping somebody, he doesn't need to be forgiven. So please know what you're forgiving me for. And if you think that I did those things, it's all good. Just find someone else to watch. I don't want to know people that forgive people for that.
That's a really, you've never actually said that to me before, and I've never thought about it that way, but that's a really good point. Who forgives a rapist? I mean, you know, I know it's probably biblical to forgive people, and I don't think I'm there, but you're absolutely right. Like if you really did rape somebody, why would you forgive someone who's hurting women?
Yeah, we've all fallen short, and you know, of the glory of God. But I'm going to fall short when it comes to forgiving people that punch women in the face. I'm never going to be okay with that. And I have lived my entire life. My father, I could come home with a DWI and my dad was going to be really bummed out. If I came home and said I punched somebody, my father would have killed me. For hitting a woman would have been the end of my life. Like, this was drilled into us, right? My dad made it very, and this may sound caveman to all of you, and if that does, it's okay. But my dad said, look, there's two reasons that you're on this earth, and one of them is to protect women. And I remember saying to him, what's the other one? He's like, you got to figure that out for yourself. So we lived a life thinking that if you saw somebody hit a woman, your job was to go stop it. I'm not a guy that calls 911. I'll go crush the guy's larynx. And you know what? Go check my whole record. You'll find that I've done that. So it's a little frustrating. The domestic violence thing, I understand. Look, I was with a girl at 16. She was 15. There's a case. Do what you want. You want to make that into bullshit? Where's the domestic violence charges, you lying asshat? I've never been accused of domestic violence, charged with it. Or maybe I just got it expunged like the knife order.
But hold on. I'm actually glad you came on to say this. Why? Because this is shining the light on the truth. She's putting out this false shit, and this is good for their 436 people in here. Go look for yourself. Stop being a Scientologist. Don't blindly follow. Don't group think. Just because Aaron said it or just because Marilyn said it and she puts up a piece of paper. Do you know how many Brett Allen Millers there are in the world? Right? So he didn't. He doesn't. If he says he doesn't, he doesn't, guys. There'd be no reason for Tommy to lie about that because you can easily disprove it.
But I got one for you. Just on the outside chance that she's watching this, I'm not pissed at you. TommyScoville@gmail.com. You send me an email, Marilyn. I'll send you my social security number. For real. And then you can go and have a good time and find out that you get the right dude and go read my criminal record so that you can at least realize that stealing a man's identity is a crime, and he was dead 3 years after I stopped skiing. So the stuff that you're saying is patently absurd. And call me up. I'll give you my birth date, my social, anything you need. So at least if you decide to trash me, you can do it out of my criminal record. There's plenty there to go on. You could have a really good time. But you're not going to get domestic violences or me putting my hands on women. I'm a thief. That's what I did.
Worse to me is the worst thing is calling Tommy a fucking rapist. Now, I am not wrong. I'm 100%. I stand by it, babe. You can throw money out of a helicopter and she would say you're fucking littering and
133 people put into medical assisted treatment. They don't get a whole lot of credit for the things you do good. I built a rehab center down here and only had people shit all over me and get me blocked from the rehab center that I donated enough money with to buy a decent automobile or a house in this town.
But honey, I want you to really understand that we don't have to prove ourselves anyway to people like Marilyn. But I think it's right for you to say what you just said. And I know you're upset and you have every reason to be upset. This shit gets old when you're calling somebody something they never were convicted of and never did. It's fucked up. So for the people who support and care, just so you know, those are absolute lies. Those are major fucking lies. It's illegal.
And before I get off of this channel, Aaron Smith Levin said you can't have a statutory thing if you're 16. I assure you can. Look up I'll send you the NRS code, Aaron, if you'd like. But more importantly, I know a crap load about you. With all the videos you did on me, you called me and asked me to go after this person, go after that person, screaming and yelling. I've never done a video on you. You want me to do one? Keep being a shit stain and watch the video I do. And now I'm going to go get ready for my show. Take your time, though, babe. I'm going to go at 8:30.
Okay.
All righty?
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I don't like the guy. If ever there's been a dude, seriously, that is bad to women, I'm going to be the shining example of this. Aaron Smith Levin, buy a friggin' mirror. You're beating women on film, right? 5 years ago when I knew you, and you're giving me shit for something that anyway.
Lindsay said, hold on. I think she has something she needs to say. Joanne Holly, it's fine for everyone to say stop, but when you're the one getting beat down with this crap day after day, it's out for the world to see. You may see it in a different light. I agree with that so much, Joanne.
And I'm not mad at the people that don't want to see it, because for them, this is entertainment. They come here to be entertained, and we're not entertaining if we're bitching. I get that. But this is not just what we do for a living, right? I moved to another country because of what these people were doing to me in the United States. And they have attacked me in this country, right? They've made it impossible for me to give money away in this country. So this is bigger than clicks and views and shit like that. This is literally evil versus real. And I'll tell you something, bring it on. I'm sorry, bring it on.
Thank you. Nancy says, I believe you, Tommy. I love Nancy.
Well, thank you, Nancy.
Thank you for the super chat, Nancy and Joanne. Who did Aaron tell you to attack?
Well, Lindsay would be one of them. How's that? I mean, for real, there were plenty of people. I was also given a list of people that he said, if you're going to do content with me, you can't do content with any of these people. And I'll be really honest. Here's the thing. He never ran me. I said to him, you bumped your friggin' head. Like, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, man. And when he screamed at me at the phone, like, he went off. In fact, one of the times he went off was about Lindsay. And I just said to the dude, I don't listen to people scream at me on a telephone. You're a man. I'll show up, and the two of you can, you and I can have a conversation standing toe to toe. The next time he had a shot of seeing me was when you and I were in Florida together, and apparently he got the magical, mystical shits and couldn't come out to see me. You're a coward, right? You're tough as hell smacking women around. You're a coward. I'll put on a mini skirt and pumps. Maybe you and I can get together and have a talk then. Faggot. Pardon me. Correct use of the term. Has nothing to do with gay people. Sorry.
He definitely also. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that he tried to yell at you and you said, oh, no, we'll do this in person.
Yeah, I don't do this on the phone. I said, you want to yell at me like you want to yell at me, and I'm not talking about women. This is a prison thing, but I'm like, you want to yell at me like a bitch? You're going to do it standing toe to toe, right? You're not going to sit and do this crap on a telephone. We have never been in the same room since then, because he is a coward, a dyed-in-the-wool coward. He's tough as hell with women. He's not so good with men. In fact, he asked me to go out and protect him from a guy that was 5'4", and most women in here would smack the crap out of him.
He did ask you to go to LA, right? Because
he was afraid of Zero Dark Tony.
He asked you to be like a security for him?
Yeah, he wanted me to have his back.
Babe, you take me to have your back.
That's right. Well, I told many people I'm afraid of no man. Reese, however, scares the crap out of me.
Reese, I scare your brother too. Thank you, Jan. Tommy told him, no, I'm not attacking Lindsay.
Yeah. No. I mean, what's my beef with Lindsay? You're not going to turn me loose on somebody. The best I did, and I'm embarrassed about it, was defend him when I shouldn't have. But I refuse to attack people on his behalf.
Tommy only attacks and hates people that I tell him to attack.
That's right. As long as we've got that under control.
I hold that leash and nobody else. He would shit his pants if he saw Tommy. And he did. He literally shit himself in Clearwater and was like, I got to go home. Tommy's here. Bye.
Apparently his bowels let loose. Can't hold his mud. It's a prison expression. So.
He got the green apple 2 steps real quick.
The scoots. Decided he didn't want to see Tommy. I'm sorry. But that's a domestic violence cat, right? Didn't his most recent girl say that he attacked her a month ago?
Yes. He threw a woman into a wall.
But let's protect the world from Tommy Scova, who lives on a peninsula with 3,000 people, 3,000 miles away from you in South America.
Charcoal Ninja, he would shit the bed.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be doing, I got a show coming up on Knife Order because I would like you guys to see what he said and how he said it 3 days before I started my channel.
Yeah, I know.
I got a good one for you, man. You can hear it in his own voice.
The Trots.
The Trots is a good one, too.
Tony is a small guy.
He's not a big dude. I'll tell you what, though. My money would still be on Tony. Tony smacked the crap out of Aaron Smith Love, I promise you.
Wandering Widow, thank you again, and we love you. Thank you. Hey, Krusty Rabbit Hole hit 500 subs today.
Yeah. You know why? Did you see his last video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I realized I did it after I did it. I wasn't trying to. I don't know if you guys have seen his last video, but it is masterful. I watched it today. I wish I could edit. I wish I had talent.
I love that guy, though. Don't you love his
watch the video?
I watched the one he did. It wasn't done today. The last one was yesterday.
He did I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. You're not going to get that. But all of the old people in here are going to get it. And he took that video and edited it. And it kept saying Osa instead. And it would flash Aaron's face. It's just hysterically funny. You really need to see it. He nailed it. He nailed it.
I only really watch, though. I mean, Krusty Rabbit's really, really insightful. But I really watch him for his accent. And I love it when he goes, Marlon Hornig.
Yeah.
Don't you? I love it. He's like, Marlon.
The Osa song, he nailed it. He just killed it. It was fantastic.
Oh, well, I'll have to go watch. I love that guy.
And he does throw in at the end now a fuck off, which is
Oh, he does?
Well, I'm not saying, yeah. One of the.
Oh my God, Liz Tricks. When Liz Tricks gets crazy, I get excited. What'd she say? One of the few times I've wanted to say, Reese, hold my beer. Aaron, meet us outside. Tommy, let's ride. When Liz Tricks talks like that, that's awesome.
I'll tell you what, and I will say this. Aaron, we could have a conversation as two men. In fact, I'd be willing to buy you a ticket to Ecuador. We could live stream on the beach, talk about it. I'm not being a jerk. I'm not threatening you. I'm being dead serious. We just go on the beach. We'll have a beer. We'll talk about it. Buy you a Cuban cigar. I'm sure we could get it worked out before you leave. Let me know. TommyScoville@gmail.com. Got a ticket for you.
Babe.
But
I don't think so.
I don't think he would come. He's a coward.
And then he got a copyright strike from Aaron.
Oh, wait, you can't come here. You're on paper. You're on paper. Holy shit. That's funny. I forgot he's on paper.
Poo Poo Head. He got a copyright strike from Aaron today, our friend.
Checks out. Yeah, checks out.
Do you think he's Osa? If Marilyn Honig is real, she would delete the hit video on Tommy. She'll never do that. I don't think Aaron's Osa. I think Aaron's a Scientologist.
Here's the thing.
Original Ann.
There's only two things that make any sense. One is that he hates Scientology. He wants to destroy it. Or he never left. Because either way, you would say, with everything why wouldn't Scientology just rub him out? They sent people to my house. I was at nothing, right? But the reason that they don't is because he's their best friend. He's destroying the movement that was actually hurting them. He has literally single-handedly run off every single person that wanted to fight Scientology, except for his own dumbass and a couple of retards that do his work. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at my wife. You yell at me.
I don't like the words that Tommy uses, but here's the problem. He was in federal prison for 13 years, and he still talks like a damn inmate.
And I don't drop F-bombs, right? I tend to clean it up as much as I possibly can, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not picking on anybody other than the person involved. And if that hurts your feelings, can you go back to 1985 when no one got their fucking feelings hurt? We were all human beings. You could pick on people for all kinds of stuff, and everybody laughed at themselves. They were self-deprecating. It was a fun time to be alive. And these days, everybody is so friggin' sensitive that if I bag on the person you voted for senator, you're never going to talk to me again. Get a friggin' life. I'm sorry if I sound bitter. I'm running on a couple of days of bile.
You could be self-deprecating also if you wanted to be a Scientologist. 3 people got copyright struck by Aaron and 1 by Jenna. 3 people that's why I took all my videos down with Aaron in it.
Really? I wonder if he'll strike me.
I've heard worse Reese. Tommy's tame compared to some I've listened to.
Here's the thing. I don't have any hate in my heart. I can listen to people say just about anything. But if you hear somebody say something dripping in hate, they can tell me to have a great day and I'm offended, right? I don't care that people are rough around the edges. I spent 13 years in prison. And some of the people that I met that are the kindest people in the world talk like you wouldn't want them around your mom. But what it comes down to is every day you choose to be a good person or a bad person. What do you think Aaron's choosing this morning? Huh? What do you think Marilyn's choosing this morning? You think this is good? You think the shit you're doing makes the world a better place? How do you justify hating someone you've never met so bad that you want them to commit suicide and you're going to keep driving until they either go back on dope or hang themselves? This makes you somehow a human? I don't know what world you freaking people live in, but you need to get some therapy. For real, buy a friggin' empty book and start journaling. For God's sakes, man. If I can turn my life around, you can. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? I'm a recovery guru, I think is what you said. Recovery guru. What the hell?
I think you've turned your life around, and I think that, well, you seem to be pretty in love.
If I'm a better person today than I was a year ago, 99% of that is because of you. I was telling somebody that on the phone today. No, and I'll tell the world. I don't give a shit. People have heard me share things about my past in the last year that I've never said out loud before. And when things went really bad and we had a really horrific blow up that was just, none of you could possibly understand the story but anyway, when all of that went down, I came up with a theory. I was going to tell Reese everything that there was to possibly know about me. And I don't know how you all live. Maybe there's somebody that knows everything about you. But if you had the kind of life I did, there wouldn't be that person in your life, right? You compartmentalize, and your drug addict friends know this, and this person knows that, but nobody knows who and what you are. And over the course of about 6 months, I told my entire life story almost day by day to this woman. And amazingly, she still wanted to stick around at the end. And you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about it, man. You know what, Briggs? I don't care about the F word. I really don't. I just don't want anybody to judge me like I'm not smart and I don't have a good vocabulary. I don't give a crap about the word F. All words to me, they're the context and how you use them, right? For real. I spent 13 years in prison where the N word is used 75,000 times a day, not as an insult. These guys talk to one another and use the N word 9 times in one sentence. And you just get to a point where it's like, I would never say that word. Because to me, it means something different than it does to all of those cats that are throwing it around like it's a comma, right? But it's what a word is. It's like a dollar bill. People go, money is evil. No, you can hand someone $1 and they can donate it to charity. Money's not freaking evil. Assholes are evil. Give them money and they do more, the larger asshole things. But it's not the words. It's the people wielding them, right? I mean, for real. I work on a watch. It says advance and retard. Right? I'm not using those words to pick on people that don't have, all of the blessings that we were born with. I'm not that person. I don't pick on anybody. I really don't. I laugh about people that go after me, but I laugh because of the idiocy and the hypocrisy. You got a woman saying, he did this 40 years ago and he needs to be crucified. How dare you judge me for something I did 20 years ago? Right? Goo comes out. This was 30 years ago. I can't get a break. Do you guys hear yourselves? Holy hell. Why don't I just take whatever you did and make it 10 times worse? Huh? Right. Funny shit, I'm telling you. And you may not believe this, but I got a drop-dead lawsuit against the woman. I just don't want to go back to the United States to have to deal with it. I couldn't do it from here. And she's lucky I couldn't. I'm telling you the gospel truth. I walked into a lawyer's office that just said she's dead. Are you kidding? It's all on film. If you want to call somebody something, you better be able to take a court document and go, child molester. 22-year-old guy did this with a 6-year-old. You call me a child molester. It's a very dangerous thing to keep throwing the hell around. How about this one? Because this has been taken off of the air. You ready? Hold on. Can you read that? Smarties and pedo, Johnny Scoville. My brother's got nothing on his record. Got a DWI? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he's got literally, I was the bad one. Johnny was the one that got away with it all. But the guy doesn't have a record. He's never done any of that. But they called him a pedophile. Put it up on a thumbnail. You know what YouTube said? That's free speech. Right? Doesn't have to be true. Doesn't have to be real. They can say whatever the hell they want.
And they can, but so can you. And you are speaking and using your voice, and I think that's great.
And I haven't in 5 years. And the thing is, if I do it and I do it right, it's just going to bring hate to my wife. It's going to bring hate to my brother. It's going to bring hate to Lindsay. It's going to bring hate to people that I care about. I let them fight their own battles because when I get involved, they don't shoot at me. These guys are cowards. They're not going to stand up to a dude. Think Aaron would stand in the same room with me? Tell you what, we'll put a GoFundMe, right? 10 grand, fly that jackass here. He can keep all of the money that's left over after his ticket. He wouldn't come here. He's a coward, right? A coward. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But it doesn't do good to, I could go and get the law and read it to you, give you the NRS code. It's not going to make a difference to anybody. It's just not how it works.
It's not going to make a difference to those who have already made up their mind about us, babe. You're wrong about that. It's not going, no one cares whether or not you're a child molester if they've decided you are one because they side with Marilyn. And you shouldn't really worry about that. We can't control what people think.
I don't care about what they think. and I don't care about what they say. I don't want to be forgiven by the people that like me for the shit that they're accusing me of. If that's you, that's the part that literally reaches in and pulls out your heart. And I read it in comments. You know what? We forgive Tommy for all he's done. Don't forgive me for the shit they're accusing me for. If that's what you think I did, then get away from me. You shouldn't be watching me.
I agree. I think that's a great point you make, because I do see those comments too of people. By the way, hi, Miss Weedy Poo. I do see comments of people who are like, Tommy did his time. And I agree. I don't know if they're talking about that. They might be talking about bank robbing, but I hope that they're not referring to a bogus, fake, made up thing that Marilyn Honig's putting out. Tommy's
calling my domestic violence charges.
Yeah. And Lindsay says, you've been supportive of me when I was struggling with addiction. I never talk about that.
Well, you're a good person. I have high hopes. You're killing it. You look fantastic. You look sober. You look crisp. You sound better. And I think it's awesome.
She's amazing. I'm really proud of Lindsay. I'm really impressed.
So am I. I root for people who struggle with drugs, right? They're easy to pick on. But if you ever met one that gets out, they're the least judgmental people on planet Earth, and they'll give you the shirt off their back because they remember what it was like to have to come up with $400 a day to just not be sick. Those are pretty wild people to be around. It's my humble opinion. And I would have done my channel forever like that. The problem is once the trolls get a hold of you, then 90% of the people that reach out who are asking for help are just trolls hoping you're going to say something inappropriate. It's just not an existence that I could keep doing. It was beautiful while it lasted. We helped a lot of people, and it was a good run. But trolls don't allow people to do good things. They just don't.
Yeah, but here's the good news. Trolls also don't have much power. I mean, none of these people who are attacking us have any bit of power. In fact, they're weakening. Their channels are getting smaller, and their character is on full display.
And more importantly, there are people that used to support them that are starting to smell the bullshit. And there are also people, look, Goot's never going to like me, right? That dude doesn't like me. But I think he's getting to the point where he realizes, and maybe I'm way off base, man. I'm spitballing, but I just think he realizes that this kind of level of hate, he's starting to see what it's like when some random ass decides to go after you. All these people that don't know him from Adam are calling him this and that, and he's thinking, that's not me. Welcome to my world, pal. You've been making that happen to me for 5 years. So maybe they're just getting to a point where they realize that, man, this sucks. I don't want a part of this anymore. And the knife order is apparently dying, although I've been hearing that for a really long time. I don't want the guy to die. I really don't. But my brother reached out to him and said, I heard that things are bad and I'm going to be praying for you. I'll let my brother's video tell you about his response because you wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I'll let Johnny show it to everyone. But he's going to be doing a video on it. It's an ugly world we live in right now. And if you come across, this is my best piece of advice, and then I'll leave and I'll let you finish your show. But if you come across someone and they hate, get away from them. Even if they hate people you don't like. People say stuff like, man, I hope that person dies. That's probably someone you don't ever need to talk to again. You want to take some of your time. There are people, I've read comments, right? They had a death pool. When was Tommy going to overdose? This is your get down? Can we make him relapse and overdose? I got an idea. Get some friggin' therapy, man. Because I assure you, this hatred isn't just to me. This is your life. You can't compartmentalize that kind of hate. I bet your kids and wife are loving it. For the love of God, man, pull your shit together. Or maybe just go away, right? Yeah. They won't.
They won't. And we have to coexist with all of them. But, I mean, I think you using your voice to tell the truth about this and shine the light is a good thing, babe. It's a good thing. You need to get that out because it bottles up. And people come around either calling you a chomo or they're like, I forgive you for what you did. And it's like, I agree with you. It's like, don't come to my channel if you think that I was a rapist and you forgive me.
I'd rather have words with the people that think I'm chomo. I don't want to be forgiven for the kind of shit that they've accused me of doing. I don't forgive people for that. Sadly, I don't have any tattoos on. I did stab one of those dudes because you can't walk the line at Victorville if you don't go after one of them. It's called putting in work, something that guy couldn't tell you about. But if you're going to walk Victorville, look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. But you have to put in work at that yard. You get there and they go, you're fourth in line. All right. So 3 more guys are going to go hurt somebody that comes in here and tries to walk this yard as a kid toucher. Right. And then you're fourth, which will drive you insane. I said, can I move to number 1? They were like, sure, if you want to. I didn't want to wait 2 weeks tripping on it the whole time. But I don't forgive people for that. I never will. Is that unchristian? You bet it is. But I got touched as a kid. I'm not forgiving anybody for that. And I sure as shit isn't doing it to anybody. So thank you for letting me invade your show. You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Pretty fond of you.
Love you. Proud of you for saying that.
Megan Roberts, if I thought that that's what you were saying, I would have said bad things to you. I didn't think that's what you were saying at all.
And
I
Megan
just thought
Roberts,
it was a beautiful intro.
Megan Roberts just got unblocked from the boat. So
yeah, you are not blocked on the boat. I didn't think that's what you were saying, Megan. Anybody here can tell you that if I think you're saying something bad, I usually pop off. I didn't think that's what you were saying at all. I assure you, it was just a good segue into what I was saying. Because normally what they'll say is, boy, he did a lot of really gross stuff when he was younger. Usually it's very obvious what they're saying. I just needed that as a good launching point. That's all. I assure you. And if not, you would hear from me. I'm not. Do I pull punches, kid? It's not usually what I'm known for. I usually let it fly. Johnny's laughing. I'm a loose cannon this way. It wasn't me, I promise you.
Tommy just picked up a sub, and I don't just sub to anybody.
Amy Knight, what a kind thing to say. Well, I'm going to be doing a show in about 30 minutes. And Johnny is not a pedo or a rapist. Yeah. Actually, I won't make 8:30 either. Check for me close to 9. I'll give you a little bit more time.
I would rather you do 8:30 because then we're not going to be able to talk tonight if you go on.
Well, I'll shoot for 8:35.
Okay. That? I'll be done in the next few minutes.
Okay. Thank you for letting me on. I love you, and I'll talk to you later tonight.
Love you. See you on the boat.
A little side boob action.
Well, don't go too late. Love you. Kestrel, the boat is still a great place. You obviously have different feelings about that, but I love the lifeboat. I like what he does there. Bunny Fufu, are you blocked over there? I will ask him to unblock you for sure. So I did not expect him to do that. I'm glad he did. I know he was fired up, but this is perfect because I don't know if Rue is still here, but that's exactly what I was kind of getting at. Is like a lot of people are like, you guys are beating a dead horse. This is old. I get tired of this topic. I understand. This will not be the life of this channel. We will move on from this, but it is my life right now. And nothing's changed. This channel has always been about my life, my journey out of Scientology, different daily topics. But I am being true to myself right now. We're not going to make content. Love you, Vicky Hurley. We're not going to make content every day about Marilyn or Aaron, right? I don't need them. They need me. I don't need them. But right now, this is important and it's a part of my life. So I'm processing through it, and I'm working through it. That's such a nice thing to say. I wasn't a fan of Tommy before this, but it's changed my mind. Tommy is a Cancer sign. His birthday was last Friday. His brother's birthday was yesterday. They're both Cancers. Tommy is a fiery Cancer. He is true to a Cancer sign. That's my favorite thing about him. He's all heart. What you see is what you get. And he gets very worked up in his emotions. And I like that about him. He is not dead to the world with his emotions. He's very emotional. He gets very passionate. And I think you would too if there were groups of people on the internet calling you a chomo when you have zero. Thank you, Nancy Jane. Zero evidence of that. No charges of that. It's pretty fucking gross for people to do that. And make documentaries that are just made up lies. Yeah, Tommy took his power back. The thing is, you say, Reese, you didn't talk about this for a year. Tommy really doesn't talk about it. This shit's been going on for 5 years. These people have been attacking him, calling him those false things. He doesn't ever speak to it. So I'm not surprised that he came on all emotional and worked up about it today because he lets that shit stack up because I don't. That's one of the reasons you guys always say, like, Reese, you're so different. Reese, you're so grown. I get to come on here and be vulnerable every day and talk through my feelings every single day. And I get paid to do it. It's the best job in the world. It's my favorite thing in this world. Tommy and other people don't do that kind of content. So this shit bottles. He's trying to do true crime. And you've got a bunch of people over here going, he's a rapist. He doesn't do content on his daily life like I do. So it builds and he doesn't talk about it. Right. So thank you for listening to him. Yeah, Krusty Rabbit. Thank you for listening to him. That was really kind of you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Please hit subscribe. I just checked. I haven't picked up one subscriber throughout this whole channel today, stream. What am I trying to say? almost 3 hours. Can you please check right now to make sure that you are subscribed? Please support and hit the like button, hype button. Sorry it was such a long stream. What was I just gonna say? Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the protection from the mods. Thank you for being members, but more than any of it, thank you for your time. Thank you for sitting with me through this. Thank you for listening. Tomorrow is my birthday. I don't know what time I'm going to go live. It will either be around like the 4 o'clock, but it also might be, love you too, Buffy. It might be around like 5:30-ish, somewhere in there. Okay, Lindsay, you're going live too. All right, guys, thank you for listening to me. I mean it. I will see everyone tomorrow afternoon, and I hope that you'll come celebrate with me. That would be really nice. I hope you come celebrate my birthday with me. Love you too, Lindsay, and I will see you all tomorrow. And here comes Fred. Thank you for being supportive of Tommy. Thank you.